Ashton Jeanty may or may not be dead. Trevion Henderson may or may not be dead, depending on who you believe out there. We are drafting out of the 1.4. This beautiful man next to me is one Mr. Chad Candles. It is DraftKings week here on the channel, so we are going to fire a bunch of teams into the DraftKings Millie Maker. Chad, thank you for joining me this afternoon. We are at the 1.4. I would say normally that means it's Puka Nacua, but it's on DraftKings, so it could be anything. Like sometimes you could get Jahmyr Gibbs at 1. Thank you for joining me.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I'm pumped to do some DK here.
All right. Well, there we do have Puka Nacua. I've got about, I want to say, 40 of these remaining. Oh God, I can't. Was that sound? Did the DraftKings sound just get through my browser? That was crazy. Got about 40 of these remaining. You were telling me you have about 100 of these left?
Yep. I paced myself terribly. I last year I peaked too soon. I missed all the late news, and now I'm like, I don't really want to do 5 of these drafts every day, or no, I don't know, more than that. It's not good because I also have the UD stuff to do. So, or whatever other sites there are of DraftKings.
Yes. Yeah. There are. Hey, hashtag, don't forget the hashtag. Now, did you get caught in any drafts yesterday, either letting someone get an insane price on Ashton Jeanty or doing an insane price on one Mr. Mike Washington Jr.?
I messed everything up. I only did one draft during the window, and Jeanty went at 17 or 16. It was no real value there. And I was on about 16 limb slows, and I just took Mike Washington at all of them. I didn't even I don't care what pick I'm on. They were all past pick 70. I just took him every single time. And so I kind of got the worst price on Washington and 0 Jeanty fallers. So I hope you fared a little better than me there.
So I took Jeanty in one DK Millie somewhere, or I took Mike Washington at some absurd price in one DK Millie, and then I took Washington at pick 78 in a BBM, and then I fired my $1 auto drafts, and I did that with Mike Washington at 55 or something, just because I was whatever, who cares? So people were doing some pointing and laughing at that. At pick 78, I think based on the information that we had at the time, I actually don't think it's that bad. Other opinions on that are out there. There was, I don't know, some chance that you just had the starting running back for the Raiders, some chance that you got a month of him starting for the Raiders, which I think is what it, to me, if it's a high ankle sprain, I can't see Jeanty starting with a full workload until week 3, week 4, something like that.
Yeah, I was like, well, this might not actually be Armageddon for a limb because he's probably a decent pick. He should be hitting my lineup. Again, you do a prayer circle. I know it's such a meme now, but there's no way he's back for week 1. There's no way he's full go week 1. So I don't know. I don't hate the Parker Washington stuff. I mean, yeah, we overpaid, but I don't think it was one of those true, you just bought the Pico top on a backup running back that's not playing early on.
Yes. Yeah, I think that is completely fair. A couple questions about this. Is it DK week? So here's the deal. Based on what they told me, the promos are going to be very different. There's not going to be a global promo. I don't think they're going to be doing the flash sales and things like that. I think it's going to be based on your specific account, based on what they told me. All right, we are up. We have Puka Nacua. Who would you like to select here?
I take London here, but I'm open to anyone, Nabers, Olave. I think those guys are fine too.
We're gonna do Nabers. I did. There you go. I let you into my house, and I overruled you immediately. I'm trying to get more Malik Nabers. I think that's just one where if we did not have the residual hangover of knowing where Nabers' ADP had been, that he'd been at 4 and things, or in the 4th round and things like that, I think he would be higher. I think that his projection should be fairly close to AJ Brown's. I think that the Falcons, London and Pitts and Bijan, I think there's a crazy amount of crater risk there.
Yeah, with
the quarterback play, we could have Jack Strand could be starting games. I mean, it's not a popular opinion, but definitely and not that there is no crater risk at all with the New York Giants, because there certainly is, but I think the crater risk is a little bit. I mean, Jameis is the freaking backup quarterback there.
Yeah, it's not too bad.
All right. So now we have a very hard pick. These 3rd round picks.
Yeah. Oh, God.
It's so tough.
This is so tough. I like my favorite pick here is actually T. Higgins, which is like kind of a little off the board. I'm more than okay with McBride.
You're the boss, Chad. You're driving.
All right, you know what? Let's take Higgins. Let's take our guy Higgins.
I love it. I am not I am not from the Cheslium school of pulling up for the unique combos. What I am okay with though is that is the flattest possible range in the draft. There's no difference between the projection of T. Higgins, Devonta Smith, Zay Flowers, Ladd McConkey, Jalen Waddle. I mean, McBride obviously projects super well, but I think something I've had to come to terms with for myself this year is like, man, you are investing a lot in the Jets and the Raiders and the Cardinals and the Browns. Doesn't feel that good to have players from the literal worst teams in the NFL in half my drafts.
Yeah, I'm here nodding along, and then I'm like, well, I have an awful lot of Malik Willis in my life, but I think I'm like, well, that's kind of my like, let me ape into the bad offense with potentially good fantasy players. I mean, I like Higgins there. You're kind of also boxing out for Burrow at 69 if you want him against the Jamar Chase drafter. Like, I don't know why I weirdly like Burrow at 69 a lot better than like 62 or 3 when you take Higgins sort of where he normally goes. I feel like it gives you a little optionality. And I also feel like T. Higgins in a given game is pretty live to just outscore Jamar Chase 2 rounds later. I don't know. I like it. Like you said, super flat tier and a good offense that we're all like excited to be a part of. Good week 17 game.
Yeah, 100%. It's a good week 17 game. People are saying the best week 17 game because it actually is the highest total. Now, I actually don't think it is the best week 17 game because I just have the El Nino. Lamar Jackson is sick like a Victorian child. Joe Burrow has obviously gotten injured for the 4th consecutive season. That ends up being like a non-competitive dead rubber game. I completely get all of that. But it does help that T. Higgins has been part of a week 17 bonanza before, although Jake is correct, which is that I really do just hate the Bengals. I mean, Jeremiah Love at 39, by the way, Chad, seems insane.
Yep. Yeah, that's a pretty good price. I mean, I've been not taking as much of him because I do worry the high ankle things it can linger for a really long time, but gosh, that's really cheap. 39.
What's your biggest stance this year? Is it Malik Willis?
Yeah, my biggest pro is Malik Willis relative to cost. I might have a hair more Greg Dulcich. I've backed down on that. I kind of got a little excited. I don't really want 35% Greg Dulcich. That doesn't seem great. But yeah, Malik Willis among like, top 150 picks because Dulcich was also free for a lot of this. Like I was getting him in round 18. You don't get that anymore.
100%. All right. Breece Hall 43. It's crazy out here. All right, man. What are you thinking?
I would take Swift here, but I see you at 2%, so that feels like you're not in.
No,
Swift.
That's bad. That's bad of me. Okay. I just do a lot less total volume on DraftKings.
Yep.
So like I'll probably only do about 500 total teams on DraftKings compared to like 2,000 or whatever. And so sometimes I just get a case of the top clicks where I'm not thinking about my exposures as much. And sometimes a guy I'd prefer to have at 6% is more like 2%.
Yeah. Especially with the Manon guys. It's a little annoying. We're now paying like 45 instead of like the low 50s like we were, but whatever. It's like, it's all around the same area. Like we'll get someone we like at 52. I suspect. Oh no, we already went at Tootin at 42.
Tootin at 42. Oh. Yeah, it's a brave new world, man.
It is a brave new world. I was like, oh, we can just get Tootin at 52. We're golden. Oh my gosh.
Yep. Okay, we are about to be up. This is where I have Skattebo ranked now. This is also where I have Parker Washington Jr. ranked now. It's funny to see the underdog drafters have been much more stubborn about Parker Washington. The DraftKings drafters are like, hey man, that sign can't bother me because I can't read. What do you want to do?
Do we want to ape into the Giants because we do have Nabers, or because I'm fine taking Parker Washington and just thinking we can figure
I would honestly, I would rather not take Skattebo.
I'm fine with that. Let's do Parker Washington then. Or you want Bucky?
Oh shit!
Well, we got Skattebo. Oh no,
Chad, I clicked the wrong button.
it's okay. It's perfect.
No, that's brutal. Oh no, Commissioner.
Yeah,
Commissioner,
roll
I'm
back.
pulling a ship chasing, rolling it back. Oh, that's actually so. I was about to go on a diatribe about how I'd move Skattebo down my rankings. I'm trying to be more aggressive. Oh, Chad.
It's okay.
You're getting this. See, this is okay. So to bring you guys behind the paywall right here, I'm currently bouncing back and forth between two group chats of high level fantasy football analysts because idiot me, I signed up to do two main events with two different groups of people and they signed up for the same draft and it's all my fault. It's no one else's fault. So I'm the one trying to bounce between the people and get us figured out. I think I did figure it out. But man, imagine Parker Washington finishes the overall wide receiver 1 and we got Najee Harris's backup here instead.
Yeah, it's pretty grim. I know. I mean, you know, I'm one of the biggest Skattebo boosters, but I'm like not trying to get overweight on him anymore. I'm kind of scared between Nagy, the injury stuff. I'm not Najee Harris doesn't really scare me because if he can't beat out Najee Harris, we were dead anyway. Is kind of my philosophy. Like that's not really anything, but yeah, I don't know. I've really come around on Bucky because it does feel like um Tucker stuff might be kind of evaporating, and if it's just him and Gainwell, like I don't know, I like that a lot.
Yeah. No, I actually do agree fully with that. What so Najee Harris the person does not worry me, but it's Najee Harris the concept that worries me. If you know what I mean.
The ideal running back. It's
where it's like Greg Roman, regardless of what Najee Harris is capable of on a football field right now, that does not bother Greg Roman because Greg Roman can't read.
Yeah.
You know, like he's just like, I look at Najee Harris, I look at Cam Skattebo, and I know which one I would prefer to have on the field on the 3-yard line, even if Skattebo is so much better than Najee is, which he obviously is. Yeah.
The Corain point about like the coaches not watching other games is like kind of like this mind virus that's affected all of us, but I kind of bought it. I'm like, they really might not. Like we probably watch more football than them at this point.
At least have more opinions on day 3 running backs than Greg Roman has, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So the Burrow thesis did bear out. Is who I would take here, but if you think we need I don't know, I just take Burrow here.
I was gonna say he probably. Oh no, the Chase drafter is right after us.
Chase drafter took Lamar though.
That doesn't mean anything on DraftKings.
Yeah, that's true.
Is there anyone that you really want to have here?
No.
Yeah,
I say that, but then as soon as Godwin goes, I'm gonna hate everybody. So we'll see.
The thing is that's also that price we just got on Burrow is a really good price.
Yeah. No, I feel like that too. I like the way this team's coming together, you know, because maybe if we had Parker Washington, we would have felt like, oh, we need to try to take Jonathan Brooks, and then Burrow gets taken by the like Gibbs drafter for some reason, like
or the Chase drafter just doubles up.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure I've done that before. I'm positive that if I searched my teams, I would have a Lamar Burrow team sitting in there somewhere because the Burrow fell to some crazy price, which Burrow does randomly fall. You will actually see, like, I'm sure people have round 8 Burrow out there in the best ball universe.
Yeah. I feel like quarterbacks are falling more the last few days, like especially on DK.
Are people getting sharper or is it that actually August drafters are redraft bros and redraft bros have got it beaten into them that you have to wait on quarterback?
That it could be to our benefit.
It could be to our benefit. All right. We've got Puka, Nabers, T. Higgins, DeAndre Swift, Cam Skattebo, and Joseph Burrow. What are you thinking we should do here?
I tend to take Godwin here a lot lately. I'm open to I like don't take BTJ because I'm just like decided I'm a Parker Washington guy, but I if you want to take him, I'm okay with that.
All right, sell me the Chris Godwin pen.
The Chris Godwin pen is basically that he's the wide receiver 1 and he's 4.5 rounds after Igbuka. Like it's just, you know, if he's healthy this year, which right now he is, and Igbokwe is not. And maybe it's just that separation score Twitter got to me, and I'm just like an Igbokwe bear more than I ought to be. I just feel like, again, we're all going to, or a lot of us think that Tampa Bay is going to be a lot better this year than last. I mean, last year was kind of like weird to judge. Everything fell apart from Baker to the offensive line to the receivers. And like we've just seen it from Godwin. And sometimes we've seen us like undervalue these like older receivers, like where we're taking Devontae Adams. Like, you know, we've been talking about him getting old for years now. And then like we're getting Godwin in round 7. I feel like he's too cheap. And I like him so much more than like, we have a lot of worries about BTJ. We don't know if Michael Wilson's really going to repeat any of that. Like Josh, like he's like, to me, like a very definitive end of tier. And yeah,
I agree with that. I mean, I agree that the market treats BTJ like a definitive end of a tier, despite how bad he was last year. And I agree that the range of outcomes for Godwin compared to some of the guys he goes around. I mean, we're talking about a guy who has a overall wide receiver 1 points per game season under his belt. Baker Mayfield was playing with that awful bicep bruise last year. I mean, I did not watch quarterback. That's very America B activity, but people showed the clips of Baker Mayfield's awful bicep bruise were going around. It looked very, very uncomfortable. Another year in this system with Zach Robinson that apparently is just very similar to the Liam Cohen system, like based on all the reporting. So can't be, I don't think you can be sweating it too much. I that's probably a spot where I should probably stop drafting Josh Downs and Jaden Reed so aggressively in that range and should probably start to pick up a little bit more of the Godwin bags because Baker is so affordable in these drafts as well.
Yeah, Baker's cheap too, and he's week 17 with our Rams. So it's
yes, that's true. What was the mnemonic on that? Like the horns of the ranch, something like, I don't remember.
So
what
bad
it was.
with those. Although yesterday I was like, gosh, who does Green Bay play? I'm like, Wisconsin Dells. Like
Wisconsin Dells. That's one of the ones that I absolutely
I'll never
remember.
That.
Yeah. All right, we are about to come up here. So it's funny. I do 90% slow drafts on DraftKings, so I'm not as in tune with their ADP. I'm hoping that Bill is available here, but he is not.
No.
What are you thinking?
Gosh. This is so gross that I'm like,
it's so gross.
So gross. Like I don't know. Tucker Kraft probably makes the most sense. We're getting a pretty big discount.
I was going to say, I think we just got a Dipperino here.
I don't take much Kraft, but at this price, I would. Like
at the same price as Sam Laporta, who is currently injured. I mean, that is a full round discount. Yes. There is this in the streets right now. We need to be doing a prayer circle for Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt because apparently he is suffering from a hamstring injury. So everyone circle up, get your prayers ready for Bill, you know, light your candles, get your incantations ready. I'm not going to lose on Bill because he got hurt. I mean, that's the worst. I want to lose on Bill because he stinks.
Yeah. Are you? Because I mean, I think Jacob still shocked the world with his Rachaad White, but then he kind of got hurt. I haven't heard I think he's back.
He came back to practice today.
Okay.
Rachaad White did.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I got one of my DK drafts. I got like a huge fall on him to the point where I was like, do I need why am I like searching Twitter? Like, what did I miss?
Yeah. All right. So do we take Dart here or do we get like the giga last of a tier with J.K. Dobbins? I'm open to whatever.
I'm open to Dart. I'm open to Stribbling like a psychopath. I mean, Dart seems good. We do have this massive bet already on the Giants. I'm fine if we just go all in at this point and take Dart.
I think we push it. We have the two Giants. Let's see. Let's take Stribbling.
Yeah.
And let's see if we can get him pushed all the way around. I actually love that. Make the room prove to us that they know ball, because they might not.
They might not. They definitely might not. Stribbling, it's just like, gosh, just everything is breaking his way. Like every day, the news is more bullish for him. And now with like Mike Evans like slamming his helmet and getting hurt and like not staying healthy, like it's like him. It's like gonna be him and Kittle. of all people. Like I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, Mike Evans has not finished a week of practice yet for the San Francisco 49ers. He just literally cannot get through multiple, it's like the same thing that the Texans beat writers were saying about Tank Dell. They were like, yeah, he looks great in all these clips.
Yeah.
But then he can't if he practices, then he has to take the next day off. How are we going to get this guy through a season if he can't get through practice? So I tend to agree with. And where are you at with Mike Washington? Where would you want to be taking him right now?
I feel like in half PPR I had him about 140. I haven't really thought through here. I don't know. I'm maybe more bullish on it. Just we don't have enough information. It still could be that we have Mike Washington starting for several weeks. For him, I think you need to thread the needle where it's not so serious that they need to go out and get James Conner and
well, they have Dare Ogunbowale though. So do they even need James Conner?
That's fair because he can do everything and they don't actually have to give him the ball. He doesn't care. James Conner, if he signs somewhere, probably is going to be like, listen, just give me those 6 touches. Dare is just happy to go out there and block his face off. So that's something I hadn't really thought about. They kind of do have, I will do the dirty work guy on the team. Because I was thinking if he's injured too long, they might bring someone else in, but maybe they just roll Washington, Laube, and Dare. Yeah. I don't know. I don't think it's a terrible bet.
I would guess, and I'm very curious. I'd love to see the Sims start to kick this one around. But what do you do if you just are locked into 4 starts for Mike Washington Jr. and then I really thought we were gonna get him. He got to 114 and he got taken by the Josh Allen team. I mean, that's DraftKings for you folks.
That's annoying.
That's baseball. Well, we have Baker here, so we are fine unless there's a running back you really want to take.
No, unless we want to do Rachaad White if we actually are worried about hamstring situation.
Well, let's take Baker, and then we will get the former teammate corollary where it's like a stack, except it's not a stack.
No, I like this.
Yeah, we executed, and I'm actually hearing more and more zero running back is back. I'm hearing that building teams like this is actually all the wave now. I mean, look, you can get Trevion Henderson, who might currently be in the middle of a prayer circle at the 67th pick overall.
I mean, I feel like some of these late, I know a few that you might like here at 124. So I don't want to, I don't know if Kurt IQ is in here, but I think there's some running backs we could target with the next pick.
I mean, for as slappy as I want to get here, I don't think we cannot take Keaton Mitchell over Rachaad White.
We can't. I was assuming Rachaad White was going to go, actually.
He still might. I just for as far down the avenue as I can get. And apparently Keaton, by the way, is actually banged up as well. He left their preseason game and didn't return. I don't have an update on that. I've been looking, haven't seen anything. There you go. All right. Well, I think we got to eat our veggies, Chad.
Yeah, this is very, very vegetable-y here.
Yeah, that's steamed broccoli, Rachaad White with Bill Hurt. So we have a 2-3-5-1. Puka, Nabers, T. Higgins, DeAndre Swift, Cam Skattebo, Rachaad White are our running backs. We took Burrow at pick 69, Chris Godwin Jr., Tucker Kraft, Dejon Stribling, Baker Mayfield, and Rachaad White. Feeling pretty good right there.
Yeah. You're notably still not. You're just not going to take C-Rod. Is that
I'll take him.
Okay.
I'll take him when when it makes sense. There are some builds where you're like, man, Chris Rodriguez's 9 points in week 3 are going to hit so good. The thing is you just have.
No.
I actually don't think Chris Rodriguez can be a 16 points per game scorer. I don't even think there's anything that could happen in football that would get him there. But Tootin could be, obviously. JCM could be, obviously. Keaton could be, obviously. And C-Rod, C-Rod in half PPR in round 11, he's probably just a pretty good pick. He's fine there.
Yeah. Yeah, probably worse here. And I guess Rachaad White, probably is unironically slightly better in full PPR than half. But
Yes.
Yes, he's still tough for me to click on because just like every time you actually watch him, I'm like, oh my god, this is. But he does. I mean, he's one of those guys that does everything. Is like really. I think he's really good in like pass pro, and their coaches are happy to have him on the field. That means something.
Alvin Kamara in the 12th round. I'm assuming that is the way that DraftKings works. That he just goes right there. That's a guy who like doesn't exist on my board. Like when I went to go do my little Dalmatians, I like didn't even rank him because I didn't want to accidentally auto draft Alvin Kamara. Like,
I think I did the same thing. I didn't even. I'm like, I don't want this guy. This is this is terrible. What's like the optimal outcome with Alvin Kamara at this point?
Yes.
Yeah.
I completely agree. Okay. We have a 2-3-5-1. I think Marshawn Lloyd is who I want here. I moved him up my rankings a ton.
I was gonna say I see him on the screen. He's the only one I get excited about. Maybe Jonah Coleman if you want to like really go from steamed vegetables to like steam. But I'm happy with Lloyd.
Marshawn Lloyd is like an Oreo.
Yeah.
You know it's not good for you, and you know that you're going to end up regretting it like 3 hours later, but is there anything better than just crushing an Oreo?
No, and the screenshot's so good. Like he's on a team and people are like, "Oh, Marshawn Lloyd." Like it's you get that bit of dopamine too because people are like intrigued by Lloyd. Yeah. I'm with you. Love the pick.
That receiving touchdown that he scored, like whatever I was doing with him before, that receiving touchdown brought me up like an additional $1,000 worth of exposure. Like I was just like, wow. Because I don't even think I really knew that was in his bag. Like his pass catching stuff there you go. Mike Washington Jr. goes to pick 144. This is the range for him. This is where I moved him in my rankings. I put him in I put him one spot behind Woody Marks, I believe.
Yeah, Ferguson would have been nice there.
T-Ferg would have been nice. You know, although the late tight ends on DraftKings are beautiful. They're like you don't have to pick 145 T-Ferg. All right, we are about to be back up again. Running back these dudes are like all dead here. It would be like Spears, wide receiver. I don't mind Boston. Tight ends. None of these guys do anything.
The receiver I pull up here is Wicks, but I'm fine with Boston. I'm fine with Spears or even Coleman.
Hey, you're a guest. You're a guest in my house. we will do Dontayvion Wicks. Are you? So is this? I've always liked Wicks, and I've waited for him to be a start, or the Makai Lemon hamstring thing is really going to limit him. Where are you at with Wicks?
Wicks, I was a slow getting to, but I the more time has gone on and just like everything, I haven't really heard much about him lately. It did feel like he was actually independently doing well in camp, and then the Lemon stuff continues to just be more and more like injury bearish, and so I don't know. It does feel like he's going to start as the wide receiver too, and he might actually be pretty good at it. And I don't know. I'm just like running through the scenarios. If the Eagles are playing well and everything's cooking, like, are they going to start taking him off the field to try to get like a Lemon more involved, or is Lemon going to really be relegated to like 3 wide receiver sets? I don't know. Maybe that's crazy, and that no, he's has the pedigree. He's going to force his way onto the field, but I think Wicks is going to be involved for most of, if not the entire season. I don't know. I'm nervous about Lemon because I have fairly large Lemon bags. So maybe this is like a slight hedge on that. But I don't know. I've come to the conclusion that Wicks and probably Goddard are actually better picks than I was like thought early in the cycle.
I agree. I actually, frankly, I am kind of kicking myself for having not drafted Wicks so much when he was cheap and waiting for the Lemon stuff. Because in my mind, I don't even know if the Lemon stuff is that important for Wicks. Like it will probably affect his targets per route run a little bit. But in terms of playing time, I think the playing time is more Hollywood Brown related or really Stowers. I mean, probably when the team drafted Stowers, their imagination was that it would be Stowers as the guy there, and it just has not played out that way. So, by the way, rest in peace to Stowers. All right, here we go. Breaking news.
Yeah, I was gonna say
something that we have on the program. Breaking news: Kayshon Boutte to be traded to the Houston Texans per Tom Pelissero. We go live to Chad Candles for his reaction. How far up in his ranking? How far up in the rankings do you do?
Do we just take him at 165? I don't know. Like we're.
I mean, I don't. We can
for the bit. No,
because I think it's a good bit. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, this is probably pretty big. I like Schultz in the same token. Maybe I like him less now.
Let's take. I actually do. I legitimately like Dalton Schultz a lot less now.
I'm fine with. Yeah.
You know what? This is definitely not where he goes. He's not even going to end up being ranked this high. I'll tell you one thing that I will do, which is I've been taking a ton of Jalen Knoll.
Okay.
Rest in peace to Jalen Knoll.
Yeah, no,
Kayshon Boutte is Xavier Hutchinson, but who can earn a target.
Yep.
And if you've been look, I make a lot of mistakes in fantasy football, so I'm not trying to throw any stones from a glass house. But if you've been taking Xavier Hutchinson in the 180s, you have no mojo, dude. You have less mojo. How about this? You have less mojo than Davis Mattek if you've been taking Xavier Hutchinson in the 180s, 190s.
I think you're selling yourself a little short there, but I agree. That is a mojo-less pick. That is like,
it's so bad.
I would love my 3.4 fantasy points. Like his you'll be watching that game and those 2 targets, you're going to really get juiced up. Like, God, there's no more like sacrificial junk routes than Xavier Hutchinson. That is, I've made a lot of mistakes too. I did not fall for that. That was, I don't know. I mean, we were taking Higgins at like in the 120s. I know Boutte's probably not quite the same player, but Boutte wasn't bad. I mean, shout out Buck St. Thomas. He's probably the richest man in Slappy Central now.
Yeah, it's enough, right? It's enough.
He's going to become even more annoying somehow. Just unlock a new level.
I mean, frankly, of all the places he could have been traded, I wouldn't say that this is a particularly good place for him to be traded because he's definitely not going. He has no outs to being the top target on the team. You could argue he has outs to being, what do you want to do? We should take a tight end probably, or tight end or McMillan.
We could take McMillan.
He's running backs do anything for you? Kaylen Black, he's a guy I'm like dragging way up right now.
If you want to take him now, you can. I mean, this is all flat, and I have some receivers we might like later. So
I'm gonna take Kaylen Black. So
he's gonna move up here if we figure out he's the backup. This is like he might even go higher than this on the Niners around.
And I would say we are probably heading there right now to knowing that already because all the beat writers like Grant Cohn and the other guys were saying that was the case before Jordan James came back from his injury. And then I believe I read that even after Jordan James returned, Kaylen Black still was like ahead of him in like the running back rotation.
Yeah. No, that's good to know because I have started taking Black, and now every time I look for him in like round 16 or 17, I'm like, oh, he's gone. Like I guess I need to. This is go time. We figured it out.
Yeah,
I should be taking that. Yeah, I mean, McMillan would have been fine. I'll send you the name of the guy because I don't know if anyone's in here. Here, this guy is. Oops, well I spelled it wrong, but
I do like that guy. Although I don't care if anyone snipes me.
Okay, yeah,
they're allowed.
There's a lot of names.
Well, let's finish. So let's finish this thought on Kayshon Boutte. My first thought is I would have much rather him gotten traded to one of the teams I expect to be good at passing the ball that were out there. So Commanders would have been an option for him. Chiefs would have been an option for him. I think the Cowboys would have been an option before they decided they loved Ryan Flournoy. Like I think there were a lot of. But Raiders, he could have immediately gone in and been the top wide receiver. So he's now going to a team like you're a Dolphins fan. Would you have rather him been traded to the Dolphins or to the Texans?
Texans.
For fantasy, you think that's better?
Yeah. I just.
Yeah. I think you're probably right.
He definitely has a better chance of being the one in Miami because he has a chance of that, which he doesn't in Houston. But yeah, I mean, the Dolphins really might throw 16 times.
Oh, you know what? It's the Saints, dude. That's where if you were a big Boutte drafter, that's where you wanted him. You wanted him to the New Orleans Saints.
Yeah, Vele, low-key winner, I guess, if you know.
Vele winner, Juwan Johnson, very sneaky winner. People were chasing him way up the board in these drafts. I also realized we probably need to take another tight end because we only have 2. Your guy will probably be there at our next pick, so I think we should take.
I saw him go.
Did he really?
Yeah, our King Dulcich.
No, the wide receiver you want. I think we should take Cotton here. Yeah,
that's fine. Is he back? I mean, last I saw he was hurt with some undisclosed injury. I don't know if that's scaring people.
I mean, people might be a little scared about it, but like I don't.
Yeah, that's fine. Tampa stack. Let's do that.
The whole Cade Otten thing is nothing matters unless
someone.
The only thing that matters with Cade Otten is how many games are in the same game are Igbuka and Godwin gonna miss? Because if those 2 each miss the same game, congrats, you just got Rob Gronkowski for 2 games. You know,
it's really incredible. He just does that. It's just like, oh no, it's like 11
It
targets.
makes me wonder, like, what could Cade Otten's career have been if he went to a team that like really wanted to utilize his skills? Because he
has it.
Yeah, I feel like he does kind of have it. Yeah, he just must not really be able to earn targets when other dudes are on the field. But yeah, it's definitely bad for Noel. I would also say if you have Tank Dell bags, I think this is the team saying Tank Dell's not going to play for us this year. We're putting him on IR. That's my first guess, is that the corresponding move here is Tank Dell goes on designated for return IR.
I have Tank Dell bags that I'm now selling for cents on the dollar. If anyone's,
I have Tank Dell bags too. Now, do you want to take Mendoza as a third core? I guess we don't need a third quarterback. We have Burrow.
Okay, I'm fine taking Mendoza, but
you want to take your guy?
We can push it if you. I like Ray Davis as well.
No, come on, Chad. Right. You're on my program. I have very little of this guy. We're gonna take a Miami Dolphin ahead of average draft position
without his non-contact. He's just back.
He's back, and you get a huge benefit of him, which is that he, like, let's say there is a world where he smashes.
Yeah.
He's only been drafted, what would you guess? 60% of drafts, 50% of drafts, 40% of drafts, something like that?
Yeah, it's definitely going to be less than 50, I would guess.
Here, I can check the BBM number.
There we go.
Let's see. No, actually I can't. I'd have to pull it up on the site. But I will do that later.
He was undrafted for a lot. I mean, and I feel like if you have him in the big board, you're really cooking, because I think people just took him off of their big board sheet, just knowing he had the ACL stuff. And yeah.
Yes.
I did not have the courage to take Bell in the big board, but for those that did, good pick.
I had no courage.
Yeah.
You'd think I'd learn from the Christian Watson lesson, but I didn't.
When you're dusty old like me, you get anchored to these like, oh, an ACL. Like I'm old enough to remember Adrian Peterson coming back in like 9 months was like, he's built different. This is impossible. Or like being good the next year. Like, this can't be. How is he this good? And now it's like, oh, through the magic of prayer and peptides, people are back like better than ever. Achilles used to be like near career ending, and now they're like, oh, we just staple it to his heel and we're good. Like, all these heuristics, I worry about injuries. I need to just be like, modern medicine is winning. Like, you can take Chris Bell now.
Is this true? This can't be true that Tank Dell is signed to a big money contract. Yeah, he's not. Tank Dell actually is. Sadly, this is going to be the end of Tank Dell, because he's still on his rookie deal. I don't think anyone is going to pay Mr. Dell any money, which is,
it's a shame.
A bummer. It is a shame, because he was so fun to watch. But yeah, I would guess. I mean, yeah, he's probably just not going to play. I would say he like straight up is just probably not going to play.
I do like the 10 hole, the last soldier taking Jalen Noel. Either they don't know, or they're
respect the last soldier there taking Jalen Noel. You know what? I probably am just going to straight up delete Jalen Noel from my top 250.
Yeah.
I don't really see how it works for him. He would have to, because the whole deal was last year, the reason why Justin Watson and Xavier Hutchinson and these guys were playing was they refused to play Noel outside. They viewed him as slot only.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just no good. All right, we have a 2-5-8-2, so we definitely need another tight end here. We are in a range where there is one man who
it's getting cold in this room, and
I'm feeling frigid. Chad.
Feeling a breeze coming in.
It started out as a joke.
Yep.
And now, frankly, I'm just hoping you want to take Mr.
Yeah, we can
Express.
Take Kolar,
It definitely started out as a joke, and I would take him as a joke and be like, isn't that so funny to take a blocking tight end on the Chargers in fantasy football? And now I'm like, man, Charlie Kolar might score 8 touchdowns.
He
might. I mean, he probably won't because it's hard to score 8 touchdowns, but the Mike Gesickiification of Oronde Gadsden has been really something to behold. I don't understand it at all. I don't get it at all. If I was a play caller, I'd be like, can I find ways to play Gadsden more? Can I get this guy the ball more often?
I don't understand it either, unless just what we saw was a mirage. He just went God mode for that 4-ish week period when we're all hyper engaged in fantasy. It was what was it, week 5 to 9? That's when no one's eliminated. We all still have money on DFS. We're not busto. Are we all just really into Gadsden? And it's actually he wasn't that good, because after that, I can't remember if he got hurt or what happened, but just the wheels just fell off.
What I believe he did get banged up, but the actual thing that happened was the offensive line continued to get injured, and they started playing him less and playing Tucker Fisk and Scott Matlock as pass blocking, just 300-pound maulers out there instead of Gadsden. Okay, what would you like to do here? Got a late running back for me, late wide receiver.
Grim.
It's grim.
It's so grim. I mean, I don't even know, man. I was looking at Evan Engram, and that's really dark to take a 4th tight end.
No. I like 4 tight ends on DraftKings, particularly when you're only going to take 2 quarterbacks. Where it's I was thinking right there, either we put our wrist up or we take another tight end. And again, with a Burrow team, probably no reason to put the wrist up.
Yeah, I mean, Engram, I'm unironically scared of Taysom Hill, even though they play different things. It does feel it could. I don't know. There was some bullish stuff on Evan Engram. I mean, we were taking this. God, what were we taking him in peak Joker era in round 7 or something? And now he's legit free. I don't know. I'm leaving the light on for him. He's a guy that I'm trying to get 4% of. Maybe more on Nick's stuff, but
I mean, Engram ran a legit 1 billion routes last year. He did absolutely nothing, but look at snap rates. Actually less routes than I thought. So never mind. Actually, immediately revoke that take. This is so big. I guess he did run a lot of routes, 27, 26, 32, 22, but it was just that he was never asked to run block, which I guess is not great.
I thought I heard some bullish stuff on that, on literally on using him more in run blocking scenarios. But maybe again, this was just, how Twitter, you search someone's name once and then you just keep getting inundated with that player. So maybe I searched Evan Engram for some reason, and now Twitter's oh, you Evan Engram sicko, here you go. I'm no, stop. I don't really need every update.
Yeah. That is exactly how it works. I've seen a little bit of that on Evan Engram, Ben Albright, I mean, wide range of outcomes you can get on Ben Albright tweets for the Denver Broncos, but he says that he's expecting Evan Engram to have a pretty good year. Should Evan Engram go behind Charlie Kolar in a fair and just world? Probably not. Evan Engram probably is the better pick in fantasy football, but we have now memed Charlie Kolar to existence. Sack would pretend this is no sweat to him. Sack is going to be sweating every Chargers Island game like bullets, dude. He'll totally pretend like he doesn't care, but trust me, he cares, dude.
You have to. I mean, it's just so synonymous with the brand at this point. They're all in. But hey, betting against Sack and Shady probably unwise. So I'm more than happy to be on the
let me tell you this. Shady does not know who the fuck Charlie Kolar is, dude. He's got no idea. He's like, he's like, I trust these guys to do the inputs. I trust my math is good. I click the button. He does not care at all.
That's fair.
Yeah. I don't think the Boutte stuff is that simple. I don't think it's as simple as CJ Stroud. I actually think it's more about the type of offense they structure and like the deep threat, like contested catch stuff the Boutte's so good at. I mean, Nico Collins is just way better at that. Right?
Yeah, I agree.
Man.
Sorry, I was thinking about what are we doing here? Oh,
I
God.
can't stop taking Damon Claiborne. Why would Damon Claiborne be available in round 20?
I guess. I mean, you have 25%. I'm not going to stand in front of that train.
I don't even like him. Like I don't even think like actually, let's take Malik Davis.
I was going to say Malik Davis, and then I was afraid you were going to laugh at me because it does feel like he's the true backup as much as we want it to be Blue or Big Phil Maffa. Like Malik Davis, if something happens to Javonte, like we're taking him in BRs like weekly, right? Like in the 6th round draft and probably kind of high.
Yeah. 100%. All right. I mean, let's see. How did we do on this team, Chad? Did we draft a shipper?
It's not going to like Boutte. And it might not like Stribling.
Yeah, but who cares? The computer doesn't know that Jean Stribling's averaging 14 points per game.
No.
Puka, Nabers, T, DeAndre Swift, Cam Skattebo, Joe Burrow, Chris Godwin Jr., Tucker Kraft, Jean Stribling, Baker Mayfield, Rashad White, Marshawn Lloyd, Dontayvion Wicks, Kayshon Boutte, Kalen Black, Cade Otten, Chris Bell, Charlie Kolar, Evan Engram, Malik Davis. I think round 20, I think I'm going to do for the rest of DraftKings week here on the channel, which, by the way, a couple questions about that. The promos this week for the best ball stuff, it's going to be specific and targeted to you and your account. There's not going to be any of the global promos, but I'm going to be doing all DraftKings this week. My goal is I think every time he's there, I'm just doing round 20 Malik Davis every time.
I might have to tail that because I was doing round 20 Najee Harris, and I'd really rather not at this point.
You know what? You actually have my full permission. Did Najee go in this one?
Yeah, Najee went at 18. So he's probably not round 20 anymore, but he was for several days.
Yeah. All right, Chad, tell the people about the Chad Candles YouTube channel. You are actually servicing a very important market, which is the morning commute best ball market. It's a nice niche to be in, and the people should support you.
It's not bad at all. Yeah. 8:30 a.m. weekdays. I'm here doing, drafting, hanging out in the season. We'll be ripping some drafts as well. So yeah, at Chad Candles on YouTube, start at 8:30 a.m. But Davis, man, it's been, I have been very excited to come on with you. Thank you so much for having me. Your Discord is truly one of my favorite places on the internet. I love hanging out in Slappy Central. It's awesome. It's such a good time. So if you're not a member of the Davis Mattek channel, please, sub to the guy. He's out here he's taking Malik Davis in round 20 for your entertainment. Support the guy. Support my guy.
Lord knows I'm not doing it to win money out here, man. Okay. All right, Chad, guys, this is the deal. I told Chad he could come on if he watched one episode of the Venture Brothers. I woke up to a direct message from Chad, and he watched the first episode of the Venture Brothers. So we call that a handshake agreement.
Thank
Chad,
you.
We will have you back on the channel. I appreciate you very much.
Amazing. Take care. Thank you.
All right. And now we bring on Mr. Neil Orfield, Mr. Player Q DFS, Mr. Flannelverse. I should have put my Flannelverse hat on. It's actually right over there. My guy, how are we doing? Your gut reaction. Kayshon Boutte traded from the New England Patriots to the Houston Texans. Gut reaction is what?
I mean, gut reaction is just concern about my bags because I have big bags of Tank Dell in particular, a bit of Jalen Noel. So yeah, I don't love it from that perspective. I have been drafting some Boutte and I have a fair amount of CJ Stroud, so I probably have that stack a little bit. But yeah, I think it's so for people drafting now. I think it is a pretty nice landing spot for Kayshon Boutte. You were just talking about like not the absolute best, but he's probably the wide receiver 2 there right now. I think he's a talented enough receiver to step in and potentially take that role. So I moved him up to 171 in my rankings. I don't know if that's going to be aggressive enough. I'll have to see where other people are taking him. I moved Tank Dell and Jalen Noel down to around pick 200. I heard you talking about Tank Dell as being potentially dead And you do have me a little bit thinking maybe I need to move him down even more because, yeah, I do think that this is, like you said, it's a bad indication for him.
I think I want to just delete Jalen Noel. I'm going to move him to 212, which is basically undraftable. I've been moving to move.
Hold on. He's still the slot receiver there, though, right? Like Jalen Noel is probably the slot receiver on the Texans. Like they play different roles, so that's got to be worth something, right?
He's the slot receiver when they're not playing 12 personnel, and when Tank Dell is like Tank. I think. Maybe he just won't play at all. Maybe that's just the answer, is that Tank literally just won't play at all.
I hope that's not the case. But yeah, it's possible. I on my stream the other week, I was advocating for Tank Dell. I had him moved up a fair amount, and somebody pointed out that ETR had him buried in the ranks, like in the 200s. They had Jalen Noel significantly higher, and I said I disagreed with that. And I probably should have known that ETR sometimes knows more than we do. Like they actually have sources. They probably know people, within the Texans organization who were, telling them, hey, Tank Dell is not ready to go. He doesn't look like he's all that close. I don't know if they may have just read it right. They may have read the tea leaves better than I did, but there's also a real chance with ETR that they just have better information than the rest of us do. It's possible Tank Dell is dead. I think I'm still willing to take him in 18, 19, 20, those kind of rounds, if the team really needs it, if I have CJ Stroud, that kind of stuff. But yeah, a little nervous about it.
I was drafting Tank Dell pretty good for like 10 days there or so when the report there was a report that came out that he was cleared to do 11 on 11. And I was like, okay, well, there we go. I mean, like that. Then Higgins gets injured out for the year. And I'm like, okay, I really like that now. Then the report came out, well, Tank Dell's not going to play week 1. And this is where maybe my brain is just so small that I don't understand it. But when these guys are returning from these multi-year or year-long or 8-month-long or 9-month-long injuries and they can't play 1 week but can play the next, that makes no sense to me, dude. When it's like, I haven't played in 13 months. Week 1 I can't do. Week 2 I'm cool. It's like, come on, man. What are we doing here?
Right. You haven't had a long enough break at this point. You need just one. I think that's fair. Yeah. No, I think that actually makes a lot of sense, and is a pretty good reason to be nervous about Tank. I feel like there's another example too. Somebody who's maybe not going to be ready week 1. Maybe I'm just thinking of Tank Dell, but yeah, I think that is a good point. That like, why would he not be ready for week 1, but we expect him to be ready for week 2? Especially like you said, he's not. He's on his own timeline, doing his own thing. That's all pretty concerning for Tank Dell. And this is very concerning for Tank Dell that they traded for Kayshon Boutte. Maybe they just got a good deal, because Kayshon Boutte I think is a talented receiver. But even if it's not because of Tank Dell's injury, this at least cuts into the opening for Tank Dell to just step in and be the clear wide receiver too. Because Kayshon Boutte, pretty competent receiver.
I'm against Tank because all the writers surrounding the team don't think he's going to play. They think he's going to go on IR, is why I'm not drafting Tank. All right, we are up in a DraftKings Best Ball Millie Maker draft. We are at pick 8. What would you like to do here, sir?
Yeah, I just do JT probably.
Cool with me. All right. Did you catch any bullets last night in the middle of the Jeanty Mike Washington? Where did I? Because you, Neil, famously, it's actually insane. I was even up late enough drafting to deal with all of this.
Yeah.
I did happen to be. Normally, I would have been in bed and I could have skipped the entire experience. What was your experience of the 4 hours we thought Ashton Jeanty was out for the year?
I had a very, very tilting day yesterday. So first of all, I spent all day working on a drafters, like intro to the drafters main event video. And I think it has less than 50 views still, like many hours later. So I was working on that. And I was like deep into that, near finish when the news broke. So if I was not working on that, I would be like, I'm jumping in drafts immediately, trying to take advantage of whatever I can get that's going to be unique in this situation. But because I was so deep in the weeds and I was like, I just got to get this thing out, especially because the promo at that point had like 8 hours left on or whatever it was. So I was doing that, and that cut into my time to jump into drafts. And then I had my first season-long draft of the season immediately after. So I had no time. I didn't do any fast drafts at all during the day yesterday until the evening. I jumped into some drafters drafts thinking maybe I can still get like late second round Ashton Jeanty, that kind of thing. The first draft I do, I see him go in the late second round, but I was at the 1-2 turn. The next 4 drafts I do, I was, at the 1-2 turn, had really late draft picks. And so I wasn't going to get him a great value anyway, but people kept taking him like 8 or like 10, like Ashton Jeanty going super early. So I did not benefit at all. It was super frustrating. I did take Mike Washington in a ton of slows, all past like pick 110 at least. So yeah, it was not great for me. I know it was not great for you either, because I've seen at least a couple screenshots.
Yeah, I mean, I fast drafted him at I ranked him at like 60 or whatever in a $1 contest. I have Jeanty ranked after this. If you wanted to take him here, I think we can draft teams like knowing that, but I have him ranked after this.
What are your rankings? How far lower do you have him? I would probably just take him because it's unique, but where do you have? Let's see your ranking.
Fuck it, dude. It's Ashton Jeanty. I have him in the 30s.
Okay. I moved him up to like pick 20-ish. So I also do have him ranked past here. And it is, I think getting him later, like getting him at pick 17, having this unique combo is more valuable in a total points contest than a pod contest, obviously. But I agree with you. Like, people are leaving him where he was.
So I actually think it's more valuable to have him in the pods, because the unique combo matters more in the pod stuff than it does in total points.
I don't think that's true. Really?
Because if you think about it, let's say that Jeanty is the guy you absolutely have to have in week 16 on DraftKings, right? Absolutely have to have him. 60% of the contest has Jeanty with Hampton, but we have Jeanty with Jonathan Taylor. So our projected score going into week 16 is going to be 2 or 3 points better, roughly on average, than every other team in our pod, because we have Jonathan Taylor over Hampton, and Jonathan Taylor is going to project better than Hampton.
Yeah, but like for total points, you get it for the full season. You get that unique combo for the full season. So like, if the projection, I guess, like if you think that Jeanty is going to miss the first 8 weeks and like only week 17 and he does have great matchups those weeks. So I guess theoretically, you could be right, because he does have, like, he plays the Cardinals in week 17. I forget what the 16 is. So like, maybe because he has such great matchups, but in general, I think the unique combos are more valuable when it's for the full season. And you can just, like, if these are the 2 players who absolutely smash, like these are the guys, because there's usually 5-6 power law players, as Scott Barrett would call them.
I was going to say, like, the only thing that matters in marathon scoring is the shippers. Like that, like, nothing, dude. It doesn't matter what price you pay. I mean, I guess it matters a little bit, but like, not really. Like I always think, like, the year that Puka and Kyron went nuke, like, you could have just dropped your 3rd round pick, whoever it was, and just taken Puka instead. Like, it didn't matter. Like, you've got to just have the league winners. There's no substitute. There's no math. Like in pod best ball and in like 2-12 advanced best ball on DraftKings, you can kind of like math your way around having the league winners if you just have the right roster construction and things. You cannot do that in marathon scoring. All right, we are up. We have Jonathan Taylor. We have Jeanty. I actually think with Jeanty, you should skip wide receiver in this range and take another running back. I think we should take Kyron or Javonte.
Yeah, I'm cool with that. Do you have a preference? I don't have a strong preference between the 2.
I have like a very small preference for Javonte, because I convinced Jinxie to take Javonte in the 3rd round of the Flock League draft. And so I really want Javonte to have a good year.
I need to catch up on the Flock League content, and especially the most recent drama. All I've watched of the recent drama is PPR Tyler's response to the drama. So that's all that I know about it. And I was going to go back, and I just haven't had time to go back and see what the actual drama is. But
it is. I would actually say there is like legitimate, like, I would be mad if I was in one of the guys' situations, like level drama, like not like IRL, like you guys are fucking me over style drama, because there's so much money. Like $100,000 of first place in a 12-team league is crazy. So I
did not know there was that much money involved. That's insane.
Yeah, $5,000 for first place every week too, like of the 12 teams. So like any marginal thing where someone is getting an edge over you, I would be mad as well.
Yeah. But, so what is this? And if this is not like public, you don't have to tell me. But like, do you have to pay that kind of buy-in? Like, does each spot pay?
This is Mason. This is
Mason's covering
money.
it. Man.
Yeah.
Okay. I wish I was in the Flock League. I did not realize that.
Good, very good. Obviously, very good business by Mason, because the videos are just like absolutely smashing. And Mason, I think, had a good idea that the videos would do very well, so it's absolutely crushing. But yeah, it's free rolled. It's free rolled in the sense that you don't have to pay to get in, but the last place punishments are brutal. Not anything I would ever want to sign myself up for.
Interesting.
All right, Jonathan Taylor, Ashton, Jeanty, Javonte Williams. Kyron is still there. I would say I absolutely
lock
have
it
to
in.
take him.
Let's do it.
If he doesn't get taken ahead of us, this guy's gonna take him. Holy shit!
All right,
okay, all right.
Let's do it.
So this is the ideal way to start with Jeanty,
nice.
because like his score for the first month of the season doesn't even matter.
Yeah, that's very true. We've got these other three covering it pretty well. Yeah, the Jeanty situation, and I titled my stream about the whole Jeanty fall. But it is it's frustrating for somebody who did not take advantage of it. But at the same time, I'm not sure that I would have drafted Jeanty. Like that was obviously really sharp. The people who got Jeanty really late in drafts got all these unique combos, very, very sharp. I don't think I would have done it unless he fell to like the 5th or 6th round at the very least. Because I was like, he's probably done for the year. I mean, the prayer circle stuff to me was like, okay, this is like, they're going to show us that his leg is going the wrong direction or something. Like, why? Like the team's response to me sounded like it was like you could see that there is something, like he is not playing this year based on what they told us. And then it's just a sprained ankle is very, very funny. Like you said, I agree. It's very funny. It's just a sprained ankle. I still have concern that he's going to be missing kind of significant time. But like you said, missed the first month, missed the first 4 weeks on this team, we're covered.
So, I mean, I frankly thought, I've never heard of a prayer circle for like, these guys know their bodies, dude. Like you see it when there's a serious injury, like guys know it right away.
Yeah, in this, it sounded like this was that. Like we don't have any, we can't see it. We don't have any other information. This is all they're telling us, is that the team is responding like this is a super serious injury.
A prayer circle for a sprained ankle is crazy. It's crazy. I've never heard of such a thing in my life. So it's hard for me to say where I would have wanted to draft Jeanty. It certainly would not have been where I did 2 BBMs and he went in the teens in both of them. So I never would have even gotten a chance to have done so. I wouldn't have taken him at 17 last night. That's for sure.
No.
And I took Mike Washington at 78, which is like, I don't know, looks hilarious now, but I'm like, I don't know. It's like, I don't know. He's going to start 2 or 3 games anyway. Like it's not that bad. Yeah.
It's not like he's probably going to score for you at least a little bit. Obviously you wouldn't do it now with the information you have, but
you don't get that option though. All right, we're up. I mean, I think this is just a freaking podium on Parker Washington.
This is so funny, Davis, because the first conversation I had about the Jaguars wide receivers was with you on a stream.
And I was like, Parker Washington sucks.
I mean, you asked me, like, who do you think is like the best pick right now based on where they're going? And I was like, it's pretty clearly Travis Hunter is the best, and I think Parker Washington's the worst. And like you were like, yes, exactly, Parker Washington. So we were both like very much out on Parker Washington. I just took him at like the 5-6 turn or 4-5 turn in my season, the equivalent of that in my season long draft last night. So you and I have both turned face big time on Parker Washington.
I don't remember ever doing this much of an about face about a player in the off season without a trade or an injury or anything. Just like straight up, just pure drumbeat going from can't imagine drafting this guy. Well, I guess drumbeat guys of like guys who are not getting drafted, like, JCM or whatever, something like that. Like I've been like, oh yeah, let's chase the board. Let's chase this guy up the board. But Parker Washington hasn't even moved that much in ADP. Like he's raised about a round or half a round, something like that. And I just have him as a clear target, I think.
Yeah, agreed. I have him, I think at the 4-5 turn in my draft rose rankings, the only ones that I put out. I think he is just, we talked about it. Like the reasons to doubt him was like, well, this profile just doesn't usually hit. It's probably not going to work out. But then just the drumbeat. Yeah, but like if the coaches are bought in, he looks really good too. That's part of it. Like he did look really good last year. I think he's a talented receiver. The coaches sound super bought in. They're talking about him like he's the number one wide receiver on the team. At this point, I'm just it sounds like he's going to be the number one wide receiver on a good offense. Yeah, I agree. I think it's a buy right now for sure.
Yep. Wow, freaking Judkins faller here. I mean, I think we need to take a wide receiver. What do you feel like doing?
If we're taking receiver, it would probably be Marvin Harrison Jr.
I would take Judkins here. I'm not saying no.
What pick are we at?
Well, Judkins win. We are pick 65 right here.
Yeah, it would be one of the top two, I think, Warren or Harrison right here for me. We don't have any kind of stack that we want to do, so
let's take Marv. I don't think I love Jonathan Taylor and Tyler Warren together. It feels like they are probably directly competing for a bunch of like 4-yard touchdowns. I think, and I don't know how many 4-yard touchdowns the Indianapolis Colts will have. This is kind of a good question. Like, do you think like the big winner in the DK Millie was drafted last night? I mean, if you offered me odds, I would say definitely no. Right. I saw someone do a Twitter thread of the odds, and they were like, okay, so if you assume like roughly 300 drafts, 400 drafts were done in that time, assume he was drafted in the normal range and half of them, assume that he was drafted at a super good price in 20% of them, and then at a marginally good price in the other 30%, you're literally talking about maybe, what's the math breakdown there of like 100 good price Jeanty teams that exist. It's so, oh, and turns out that person drafted Tank Dell, so their team's dead anyway. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah, like it's certainly like if I had to pick, if you had to choose one day over any other day, I think yesterday was you had the best odds of picking the BBM winner versus all the other days, but still really, really low odds that is going to be actually the time frame.
Still sub 1% based off of any of the other days. And frankly, I still might choose one of the earlier days where like, oh my God, someone got round 8 Parker Washington, round 15 Dejon Stribling, I don't know,
AJ Brown 14, round 3.
Chris Rodriguez Jr. 20 spots later than Keaton Mitchell round 17. Like, there's just so many people have such a hard time when it's so visceral in front of their face. You know what I'm saying? Like when they just saw the thing, there will be teams that someone could post on DraftKings, like whatever from May, your eyes would water at the good prices they got. You'd be like, wait, they got Jonathan Brooks and Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt at the 13-14 turn.
Yep.
They took Dejon Stribling after. They got round 20 Terrence Ferguson. Like they just a total all-star team. See, this is just a fundamental misunderstanding of the way best ball works. I most certainly would not do that. No, I would have no interest in trading all my teams in for 100 round 7 Jeanty teams. Zero interest in that.
Yeah, like you need Jeanty to be the player that matters for that to be a trade you want to make.
The player that matters in week 17 too.
Right.
Yeah. All right. We are up. What would you like to do, Mr. Orfield?
I could do. Man, I don't love DK Metcalf.
It's so bad. It's so bad. You want to do
Diggs would be fine.
Diggs, Reed,
Downs, Reed. A little early for Stribling, I think.
A little early.
Probably Reed or Diggs, or is Downs even still here?
Downs went.
Okay. Oh yeah. There we go.
Yeah. You know what? Nabers in round 5, in my opinion, Nabers in round 5, which I have Nabers in round 5. I saw other people post Nabers in round 5 teams. To me, Nabers in round 5 is actually a bigger structural advantage than Jeanty in round 5 because I'm actually much more certain of his health at this stage. I'm like, we could get another Schefter tweet tonight that, oh, actually he got a second opinion. He got a new scan. His ankle's actually broken. It's actually sprained. He's actually broken.
Yeah, I'm not sure what is the bigger structural advantage. That is a good question. I think to me, I think it's probably Jeanty, in part because it was a shorter time frame. Like I think that you'd be more likely for a Nabers 5th round to win. So I agree with you. If that's what you're saying.
That's like, not even close.
Yeah. But like, what would I rather have? I would rather have 7. Like if I got Jeanty at pick 72, So then you get Jeanty with Gibbs, because there are just going to be so few Jeanty with Gibbs teams, because he never goes on that side of the board. Whereas Nabers was kind of all over the board. He's moved around so much that like Nabers you have in combos with literally every single player that has been drafted. So like I don't think there's like, if I had to choose one, I would choose the Jeanty late teams, because there are so few Jeanty with Gibbs or Jeanty with Bijan, whatever, on that side of the board. And it's pretty likely that like it would not be surprising at all if those are the two players that absolutely smash either throughout the year or in playoff rounds. So yeah, I'd prefer to have the Jeanty fall, but Nabers could absolutely be the thing you need instead of Jeanty.
It's really just my least favorite discourse every year. It's the winner's already been drafted or whatever. Like I hate it, because I just think it's the pods are why it works. The pods are why we can do this draft, even though teams have insane CLB, because the variance is so insane in the postseason weeks. All right, Neil.
It's really low odds that we're going to run into a 7th round Jeanty team, even if that is what we need in round 16, 15 or 16. Obviously 17, if it is what you need, it's more likely, but
would you rather click Lawrence with P-Wash here, Dak with Monte, and do the back stack? We could do Diggs, we could do Laporta. What are you thinking here?
Yeah, I think we could do Dak with Javonte.
You know what? I agree. It's actually been something, I would say one of my biggest regrets in fantasy football thus far has just been not drafting enough Cowboys. All the chatter from the team writers and everything is like, oh, this team's going to be so good on offense. Like they are going to score so many points. They're going to, they're going to, great. I think I saw someone calling them the greatest offense of all time this morning, like another analyst. It's like, dude, they are set up to just score so many freaking fantasy points. And Dak is routinely available in the 7th round, the 8th round, in these, going 3 picks ahead of Stafford is like crazy. Like he's so much better for fantasy than Stafford is.
It's funny. This is a team that I would not have done this last year, the Dak with Javonte, because it's not like a really immediately clear direct correlation. Like obviously you're on the same team, but like game to game, like Javonte's just not really a pass catcher. So like they don't really spike the same weeks. But using Sims, like you kind of look at like what you get all the time. You get stuff like this where it's like, yeah, that really is powerful for the season. Like for the full season, they're going to be correlated bets, and like a good chunk of the season is trying to get through the first 14 weeks. So yeah, and like you said, it's just like we're betting on this offense being a powerhouse, and there's a pretty good chance this offense is going to be a powerhouse. So I feel good about it.
Yeah. It's like one of the things I'm trying to remedy the most as we get closer to the season is like more Pickens and Dak, more Lamb and Dak, more Dak and Flournoy, Dak and Ferguson. Like I was taking a little bit of Dak and Jaden Blue, although like recent turns of events have made Jaden Blue like a little bit less interesting, just in the sense that it seems like he's basically Nyheim Hines now. Like that, he's got like no upside, I think, to be better than that. Like Malik Davis would be ahead of him in the event where Javonte got injured. All right, we have a 1-4-3 build. We are about to be back up. I would love to take Matthew Golden here and then give ourselves a chance to get the Jordan Love double. But I mean, just regardless, Matthew Golden would be my pick here. I know you're more of a sidekick guy, so you maybe are not as big on Golden as I am.
I see the bull case for Golden. If you want to do that, it would be between Golden and Pitts for me.
Pitts just went.
Yeah, if you want to go Golden, I'm cool with it.
I do. I think my prediction is that Matthew Golden is the highest advance rate wide receiver of anyone in this like whole range of the draft. Like basically like after you get through the 4 or 5 turn wide receivers and you get to the BTJs, the Tates, the Marvin Harrison Jr., like I think these guys are all one giant tier. Like literally in my rankings on Flock Fantasy, my tier of wide receivers runs from Brian Thomas Jr. all the way to Golden and Worthy and Diggs and Downs at like in like the 90s. I think they're all one flat tier.
Damn. I mean, that is quite a prediction that he's going to be, because that's a lot of players in that
it's
tier.
A lot of players. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm trying to think who I would have in that tier as the most likely.
It's another, like, you've got to be tuned in to the drum beat. You got to be like tuned in to what Packers guys are saying. Like you got to like watch like Packers Family Night but like the drum beat for Golden has been just as loud as the Parker Washington or the Luther Burden drum beat from the Packers guys.
Jordan Love goes.
Frick, dude, come on, man. Okay. He has Christian Watson. I'll allow it.
I was gonna say we're setting ourselves up for pain because the draft before us has Tucker Kraft.
Okay, all right. Well, I'll allow it. So Kittle is interesting here. Concepcion is here. I think we probably push it at quarterback. What are your thoughts? I mean, we could take Bo Nix or Kyler here. What are you thinking?
No, I think you named the two that I have the most interest in, Concepcion or Kittle. Yeah, I don't know. Let's go Concepcion. I love some of the later tight ends at this point. I even saw you draft Charlie Kolar recently. So,
buddy, I'm the Kolar Express. I'm on board. I got my parka on. You know, I'm all in. I couldn't be more in. I'm so ready for him to be the most obvious Josh Oliver ass, Noah Gray ass,
Jackson Hawes.
Hawes. I mean, Dawson Knox is actually a very good comparable, like a guy who got the bag. The team values him. The coach and the quarterback always say nice things about him, but he does absolutely nothing for fantasy football.
He's had his years. Maybe this is the Charlie Kolar year.
People forget there was actually a year I did a video on my redraft channel for like historical tight end research, and some of the funny names I remembered or dug up as top 12 tight ends. There was a year Dawson Knox was a top 10 tight end. There's actually been 2 separate years that Pat Freiermuth has been drafted as a top 10 tight end. But like if you just go pull any random year in your redraft league and you go look at like who the tight end 9 was, you're going to be like, there's no ass way anyone was drafting him there. It's some of the most funny names you'll ever, it's so funny.
I hope we do not look back on this year as Terrence Ferguson being a really funny draft pick.
I mean,
he's not top 12 anyway, so I guess he wouldn't qualify.
Yeah. Well, here's what's going to happen. Terrence Ferguson is going to be drafted as a top 10 tight end next year because he scored 9 touchdowns this year, and he's going to be a terrible pick next year. That's how it works.
Exactly right. Yeah,
that's exactly how it works.
I haven't yet apologized to your face for sniping you on Terrence Ferguson on your birthday. I think
on my birthday,
pick 147
in a high stakes league, dude.
Yeah, it was very rude of me, but I had Matthew Stafford, and like literally, you were right. I could have taken Colby Parkinson, but that was like my only other out for Matthew Stafford. And I also my other quarterback, I forget who it was, but also was not stacked. So it was like I don't want to go with the full like unstacked disgusting team. I graded my team as a D after that draft. That was a gross one for me.
All right, here you go. I have got 2021 tight end ADP up. When I show you these names that are tight end 6 or 7 through 10, you are going to be like, there's no way. Look at these names, dude. Logan Thomas, Robert Tonyan, Noah Fant. This was the year that Gronk had just come off retirement. Tyler Higbee, Mike Gesicki, Jonnu Smith. Like tight end ADP just on average could not be worse. It's so I have no explanation for why. I guess it's just because you just draft whoever scored the touchdowns last year, but it is so bad.
I forget who it is. Kevin, maybe RotoSurgeon. Somebody has a bit where they're like always the worst tight end ranker, like on some site on maybe Fantasy Pros. And I think that would be me because I just fall for all the tight end type every year. And I struggle with it because I'm like, I love Brock Bowers, but now I'm like a little bit less into taking Bowers in the second round super early ahead of everybody else because I love so many of the later tight ends. And I just fall for the hype every year on every tight end. And apparently everybody does. Based on that list, everybody does.
Yes. You are very much not alone. I mean, I think we should take Jake Ferguson at this pick.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah. Just get the stack there. But obviously you're not alone on that, right? Because the people fall for it every year. Yeah. Every people they fall for it. I guess I didn't give my ranking. So I moved him. I also moved Boutte up into like the 170s, 180s. I don't know if he's like a target now. The thing I'm concerned about is that he and Nico are like kind of good at the same thing. And if they're kind of good at the same thing, wouldn't you rather just throw the ball to Nico instead of
right.
Boutte?
The better. That's funny because that's exactly what Jaden Higgins was. Like people talking about them, like Jaden Higgins is like the comp is Nico Collins. He's going to be on the other side of the field. They're going to be doing, just pick your target. They're both going to be awesome on opposite sides of the field. Yeah, they should probably just throw Nico Collins. Did you notice that T Fergus went at 130?
I did not notice, but it's in this economy, inflation is crazy. Like, what are you gonna do? The word is out, dude. They're like for months, this was like a niche. Like, oh, I have to like ask Jordan Rodriguez questions via Twitter DM to like make sure he's alive. This has escaped containment. Like big fantasy football, like guys who work for like NFL.com-fantasy are like tweeting, this guy's a top 12 tight end. Like it's over, man.
He went in the 13th round. My season-long league last night, one of my buddies took him. Yeah,
that's crazy.
Cat's out of the bag.
The cat is fully out of the bag. It's fully like there's no like saving him for the end of drafts anymore. Like I don't even get mad when I'm sniped anymore. It's just kind of like, well,
it's kind of nice for you that you got amazing CLV on him also. Like you were taking T Ferg literally in the last round for a while, and then like the second to last round. And so like it's kind of cool to see the player you were taking in the last round. Same thing with me and Pat Bryant. I was taking a ton of Pat Bryant, and now I see him go in the 13th round, and I'm like, cool, I guess.
Cool.
That's fine.
Enjoy it. I'm going to take Troy Franklin now.
Yeah.
I think we should take, we're at 137. I think we should take Malik Willis as our second quarterback.
Deal.
I'm a big fan of Malik Willis. All I needed to see was 2 preseason drives of him looking exactly as he looked in Green Bay, like the last time I saw him. And I'm sure that's fishbrain logic, and other people are going to keep their reservations about him. Like, we'll see how he does off script or whatever. And I mean, look, there's certainly a chance he gets much worse off script, but he also might run 115 times, and that is good business.
Yeah, I mean, he could be an absolute smash. I've taken a fair amount of Malik Willis. I have rarely had him suggested to me by the sidekick, but I still sometimes just force it in there because I'm like, the upside. You talk to Rich Rebar or Debra, people on my podcast have regularly, I know Jake Tribbley, have regularly recommended Malik Willis for the amazing upside. I don't think you and I talked about quarterbacks. I don't think I asked you about them, but yeah, you can clearly see the upside for Malik Willis, and they're paying him a good amount of money. So like they don't really have, much reason to bench him if the season's going poorly. I wouldn't be surprised, but like I do think it's pretty likely that he just holds on to the job and runs for 800 yards or whatever the expectation would be for Malik Willis. So yeah, 137. I've kind of been expecting him to rise, and instead he's been falling a little bit. I do have to say, so because I bragged a little bit about the Pat Bryant rise and getting him cheap. First of all, full credit to Ben Gretsch for telling me about Pat Bryant, selling me on him, and I was like, yeah, which I know you hate hearing that because everybody gives Ben Gretsch credit for all of your ideas. But I also have to say, my most drafted wide receiver, I'm getting massively negative CLV on him. Do you have any guesses who that is?
Massive negative CLV. Worthy or Burden?
Later receiver.
Oh, Travis Hunter. Jordan Tyson. Oh yeah,
Travis Hunter. Yeah. Which I'm still drafting him, so it's not like the end of the world for me. I actually, when you asked me if I wanted to come on, I was in the middle of putting together a little video on my current thoughts on Travis Hunter. It is like, it's a moving landscape, but he's falling later in drafts.
It's definitely
like, right.
It's moving in a way that makes me want to take him more as he gets cheaper right now. Like sometimes when a guy gets, let's make this pick real quick.
Yes.
I mean, it's not great.
We do need a tight end, kind of.
Yeah, whoever you want. Strange, Schultz, Henry.
I guess still Strange. Let's see the wide receivers. Jacoby
Wicks.
Lane available still?
Trey, no, he just went. You want to take Trey Tucker? That gives us another quarterback too if we want it.
Yeah, it's fine.
I panicked a little bit there. So sometimes when guys get less expensive, you are like, okay, well, the market's clearly right. And I'm like, I think the same thing that made me want to take Travis Hunter at pick 130 is still going to be true if he's pick 180. Like it's the exact, I don't think anything has really changed. I never thought he wasn't going to play cornerback. I never really thought he was going to be a starting receiver. I thought that there was he'd probably get more routes than my base assumption for him was like maybe like 40% of the routes. That sounds like it's going to be high. Yeah. That sounds like that's not happening.
I think 30 to 40% was what was my baseline. I think that was what I've said from the beginning. Like, and that's funny. I think people are like reacting as though the people who were drafting him thought he was going to be one of the 3 listed starting receivers. And for me, at least, that was just never the case. Like, it was pretty clear. Like, yeah, they need him more on defense. He's going to be a full-time or close to full-time defensive player. But then 30 to 40% of routes, which I think he could pay off his price tag, even if that's all that he gets all year. If all the other receivers stay healthy, he stays in that role. I do think I didn't love hearing. It's funny. Zane put out back-to-back days tweets. For the first one from a beat reporter saying they're preparing Travis Hunter to be able to fill in for any of the other 3 starters if they miss time. So I was like, that's awesome. Like, he's going to have some base role, and then he has 3 contingent upside paths. And then the next day was a different beat reporter saying, who's not going to fill in for Jacoby Myers is Travis Hunter, because he's been preparing specifically for the BTJ, behind BTJ in that role. So we are getting a ton of like different information going different directions on Travis Hunter, which is frustrating. But yeah, like, so I didn't love hearing that. There's been some positive, but more, I'd say, negative, drumbeat on Travis Hunter recently. And he's fallen, and I still like to bet, so I'm still buying.
I'm with you. Running back, just be like Dylan Sampson, tight end.
Yeah. I mean, I do love Dylan Sampson. I also see Tank Bigsby there. I don't know that we need running back here.
We probably don't. Yeah, let's take a tight end.
I go Henry of this list.
Yeah, there is no pick that makes me less excited than Hunter Henry. I think every time I've clicked Hunter Henry, I've been like, sure.
Yeah.
Why not? Yeah, he's probably fine. Much more excited about Eli Raridan.
That is the funny thing. It's like getting Eli Raridan in round 20. If I have Drake May, just feels awesome, and Hunter Henry is like, I guess, I guess I'll do it. I sometimes like I have him ahead of Terrence Ferguson in my rankings because he just goes. So I've got like Chigakongwo, and
I also have Hunter Henry ahead of Terrence Ferguson in my rankings, but only because I do ADP baking into my rankings. Were I to strip out them entirely, he would be behind.
The heart of heart rankings would have him ahead.
That's the thing.
So I have that whole list, and T Ferg at like the end of that tier behind Dalton Schultz, Hunter Henry, Chigakonkwo, which Dalton Schultz, I guess at this point we could drop him a little bit with Kayshon Boutte signing. But I if it comes to that tier and I don't have a quarterback I'm trying to correlate, I just push it and hope that all the others go and I can just take Terrence Ferguson. And sometimes I will just take him anyway. But yeah, it's one of those that I prefer to take Terrence Ferguson, and I also could see a world in which I feel really dumb at the end of the season for taking Terrence Ferguson ahead of like Chigakonkwo sometimes.
Yes. Yeah. I think those thoughts echo reality very well, which is like Hunter Henry, the median outcome, he's going to score more points than Terrence Ferguson, but he has no, like, could he ever score 10 touchdowns in a season? I think he maybe did like 3 years ago or something, but come on. I mean, he's not really going to do that. Like Hunter Henry. AJ
Brown is there now. Romeo Dobbs is there, which is, I think, better than what they've had.
Definitely better. Yeah. Quarterback runs a lot in the red zone, 2 competent running backs, although prayer circle for TreVeyon Henderson. So we'll see, if that really happens. Honestly, and I would say this is maybe one of the biggest things I'm doing differently in August right now is I do not care about 150 versus 200 in ADP really anymore. If I want a guy, I'm taking him. Like if I really wanted Kalen Black, I would take him here at pick 15.8 or whatever.
Yeah.
I really would.
Agree. I guess if you think he's better than whoever's going there.
The third guy for the Patriots now might be Demario Douglas, based on the way they've played this preseason, which is kind of crazy instead of Kyle Williams. All right, we are up. I think we should just take Flournoy with our other stack here, right?
Yep.
Yeah. There you go. 21% Travis Hunter on DraftKings. So I've been aligned. I've been right there with you, just taking him as he falls down the board. I mean, it's tough work.
Somebody's got to do it though. Somebody's got to take Travis Hunter in every draft. I guess we just have that burden of taking the cornerback. I also just like if Travis Hunter does absolutely nothing in week 1, I am going to be like, yeah, I guess that's fine. Like I'm only expecting what 2 to 3 spike weeks is like the, kind of what you're hoping for, unless somebody gets hurt, obviously. And if he goes off, then I'm ready to take my victory lap at that point. At that point, I'll be like, hell, people, I thought he was a cornerback and I was scoring touchdowns. What's going on here? So it's just, he's fun to draft because the victory lap would be so easy. Whereas if he doesn't do anything, it's like, yeah, whatever. He's going to have his spike weeks later on.
Yeah. I'm waiting until he, scores the 47-yard touchdown in week 8 and burns some poor defender. You know what I'm saying? That's what it's all about. Because with Travis Hunter, you can just keep kicking the can down the road. You're like, just wait, man. Just wait until Brian Thomas Jr. turns his ankle. Wait until how about this? Wait until some star corner demands a trade and the Jags trade a conditional 4th round pick for some really good corner.
Ooh, that'd be fun. I almost tweeted out yesterday before deciding I actually don't think I want to just be part of this conversation. Like I'm so tired of talking about Travis Hunter as we keep talking about him. But I almost tweeted out yesterday.
So tired.
If you knew right now that Travis Hunter, you get the headline after week 6, Travis Hunter frustrated with his role in the offense. Would you want more or less of Travis Hunter? Would you be drafting more or less if you knew that is coming?
Higher,
exactly. Yeah, like the team has so much incentive to keep him happy, and he wants to play offense.
Yes. Okay. We can really take whoever we want here. We could add in a 3rd quarterback. It would be Geno. We could take, I guess like a week 1, like maybe Braylon has a chance to get some rushes week 1 or something.
I do like Braylon a bit.
Let's do Braylon. I just think he's a good click, and I don't have very much of him. And it would actually be a real shame if the year Braylon Allen finally broke out and had a couple good games, because he has his whole life ahead of him. If it was the year I stopped taking him, like that would be a huge bummer for me, because I've been a Braylon Allen guy for a long time. Frankly, I think you're actually on to something, Neil. I had never once considered this, because all of the Travis Hunter stuff is he's like, I'm just a humble guy. I show up to work. I go fishing. Sometimes I play video games, but I don't drink. I don't go out. I don't party. I don't do any of that stuff. So I've never thought of him playing the diva card, but him playing the diva card would be pretty powerful.
It would be. They want to keep him happy. But that is true. Like, it's just not his personality. So it would probably be more like beat reporters kind of suggesting like Travis Hunter seems disappointed with his role. He's probably not going to be directly like Travis Hunter to the media, like, I'm pissed off, I want to be playing 50% or more on offense, whatever it would be. So it's probably going to have to come kind of through back channels.
It would be like him telling his agent to leak it to John Shipley or whatever his name is. It would never be
John Shipley.
He would never say, throw me the dang ball. Never, ever.
I'll just do what the coaches want me to do. But he has come out and said, I want to play 100% of snaps. He says that. So he is very clear. I want to be playing the entire game, both sides.
Yeah.
So I do think like if he is only playing the handful of snaps on offense per game that the Bears think he's going to play, then I think he would be very upset with that.
Yeah. No, I completely agree. And I wish I knew more about whoever the cornerbacks were on the Jags. Like, I wish I could give like a well-reasoned, like, actually, if you think about it, they got this guy from Coastal Carolina. They've been working him up. Maybe he could end up, maybe he could be a breakout star. Like, I just don't know. So I can't answer that question. All right. We should probably take a 3rd tight end here, because our tight ends are Jake Ferguson and Hunter Henry. So I guess we could just take the 3rd version of that guy. We can take Cade Otten, who is just Jake Ferguson and Hunter Henry, but worse.
Do we still just have 2 quarterbacks?
Yes. Yeah, we could take any of these
Gross.
guys out. Yeah.
No, thanks. All right. I'm fine with Cade Otten. I hate it. I hate taking Cade Otten.
I was going to say, no one has ever been like, dude, can't frickin' wait to click. Oh, well, I was going to say, no one's ever been that excited to click the button on Cade Otten, but as I've learned streaming there's always a guy. There's a
Cade Otten guy out there. There's a
guy for everyone. I mean, most stunning thing is that there were Jalen Naylor guys. That's the most taken by surprise I've ever been, that there was a big contingent of Jalen Naylor guys.
Yeah. No, that is a shocking thing that there's a fair number. Yeah, at this point, especially, like I'm not drafting Jalen Naylor where he's going. Like, you got to give me a pretty big fall there. What was I going to respond to? Somebody in chat said something that I thought was interesting. And now I'm not. Quaid says cornerback is hard. I could see him playing more offense next year once he gets cornerback down. I think that's like a measured, reasonable take. Like, I think that is fair. The coaches could, like, that is, to me, that's the good bear case, is like,
it's actually so
the coaches
fair, yeah.
might be telling him, like, hey, you know what? You got to get cornerback down. Once you do that, we're going to play you more offense. They could just kind of make him earn more of an offensive role. So that's why, like, I don't want to like hear what's happening and not make anything of it. And when they're saying like, yeah, he didn't play a single snap of offense in this practice because he's trying, they need him to get defense down. I don't love hearing that. I prefer hearing like, yeah, he played, 12 snaps on defense, 8 snaps on offense, and like they're playing him all over the field. So there is a world in which they kind of make him earn more offensive snaps, and he's actually not playing a ton. And they're telling him you have to, maybe it'll be next year, but I really hope that's not the case. I'd be kind of surprised.
I would be surprised as well. I mean, there are. Well, let's make this pick right here. Do you want to take any of these bum ass quarterbacks?
No, I think we can get Shedeur Sanders super late because he was not named the starter.
Jordan James or Kamani Vidal as our running back 6.
Is Seth McGowan available?
Yes, who is a much sharper pick. We have Jonathan Taylor, but I don't even care.
Oh, that's right. I didn't even think about that.
I don't care. I actually think these prices, I would bet if you ran some kind of sim and you gave only 2 running backs on a team rushes, or like gave the third running back like a 2% rush share or whatever, and you ran a sim and this was the price discrepancy, round 1, round 18, the sim would be like, you should jam those guys together. You should like capture all the that's obviously, I don't know. That is my guess though.
This is interesting. I see 4 tight ends in a row for the 4-hole. Hawkinson, Fryermuth, and then Gadsden and Njoku are is he going to add on the Kolar?
That's got to be terrible, dude. Taking Gadsden and Njoku together has got to be awful. That can't be
the tight
good.
ends 2 and 3 on a team. I mean, it doesn't seem great.
Yeah, look, I wanted Gadsden to happen. I have absolute oodles of Gadsden bags from the pre-draft stuff before Njoku signed. Njoku signing wasn't great, but obviously, like, the worst thing has just been the actual commitment to play Charlie Kolar on passing downs instead of just as a blocker. Like, dude, they had Gadsden out there in the freaking third quarter of preseason games. They have him on like the punt return team. They told him to gain weight so that he can be a better blocker. Like, it's all so bearish, dude. Like, no one wants it.
What do you think the odds are that the 1-hole is listening to this stream right now? Who just took Charlie Kolar and Shedeur Sanders?
I mean, I would say anyone who has ever taken Charlie Kolar in a best ball fantasy football draft, I wouldn't say is a lock to be a subscriber to this channel, but is a lock to have either seen this channel, Ship Chasing, or the Legendary Upside YouTube channel. Like, absolute 100%. Stone cold lock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those are 2 of the players that we've talked about wanting to take. So that's a bummer. Mike Gesicki. So fifth tight end in a row for the 4-hole. It's Mike Gesicki there.
Fifth tight end in a row. Absolutely insane. All right. Well, we are about to be up. I do think we should probably take a 4th tight end here. What are your thoughts on that?
Darren Waller's fine.
I think Darren Waller is fine as well. Darren Waller, actually, low key, in my mind, a pretty good pick. Yeah.
Yeah. As ANQ says, anybody drafted at noon Monday probably devours. Yeah, that is very true.
So it's such an interesting point, and it's something that I have never thought about before, but I probably put myself at a disadvantage by drafting 90% of my teams during like stone cold American business hours. Like, I am never drafting Best Ball Manias at 11 p.m. on a Friday night as people are stumbling to or from the bar. Like, never.
My
literally
worst year,
never, actually.
My worst year for BBMs, of course, was the year that I streamed all 150 because I didn't get any of the like great rooms because I'm streaming all of them. It's all going to be people who are consuming a ton of fantasy football content. They know exactly what you want. You at least, I mean, you do a fair amount of drafting off stream also, but yeah, you're still not like after. I've been doing some drafts 11 p.m. on drafters, and I got you'd love this. I got Patrick Mahomes. I want to say Patrick Mahomes 117, Travis Kelce 142 on drafters in one draft, and then I got Jamar Chase at 5, T Higgins at 44, whatever it is, and then Joe Burrow at 68. Just like you get these insane teams when you draft super late sometimes.
I never get any of those ever. Like, I mean, obviously I will occasionally get some like in a fast Dalmatian or something that I'm doing. All right, we need to make one final pick here. Do you want to do a running back or a wide receiver?
What's our structure right now?
We have a 2-6-7-4.
All right, let's go wide receiver because we took really early running backs too.
Yes.
These are disgusting.
It's so bad.
Darnell Mooney's fine.
Yeah, Mooney is fine actually. Mooney outs to get traded
or one of the Patriots receivers, Kyle Williams or Pop Douglas, who benefit from Kayshon Boutte being gone. I guess we took Mooney. That's good with me.
Man, I just don't know if I can get there on the Patriots guys. I don't think I care. I think I would literally rather take Raritan. Actually, I don't even think I know I would rather take Raritan. Oh, you muted yourself. Or maybe I muted you? No, you muted yourself. You chose to mute yourself in the draft window.
Weird. Okay. I don't know.
You're back. That
was weird. By the way, how does this mic sound? So my mic that I've been using for years died, and I had this one just sitting in a box for like the last 4 years. I recorded a video yesterday, like I said, and I felt like I could hear like the in pop, like the P when I say P sounds, it kind of pops, and it was kind of bothering me a little bit. But I don't know if it is always that bad or if it was just happened to be. What do you think of this mic? Does it sound okay?
No, I think you sound fine. I think you sound fine right now.
Good.
Yeah, very, very solid. The answer to about best ball stuff on DraftKings is they're doing it right now, but it's not going to be the promotions that you've gotten used to the last couple of years, weeks, or whatever. It's going to be much more targeted to your account. So it's like how, Neil, your DFS offer that you get every day is tailored to your account. Like, it wouldn't make any sense for them to be like, hey, if you play $1,000 head to head, you get crowns or whatever. Like, it's more like, hey, if you do 25 entries into, or $25 of soccer entries, you get a free ticket, or whatever.
It's I as of the last time I looked, did not have any deals in my account, which is very sad for me. Probably because they know that I'm probably gonna play anyway. But it was sad for me because I have 17 remaining. I've had 17 remaining drafts to do in the big best ball contest, the Millie on DraftKings, and I've been saving them for this week. I'm like, well, I'm gonna get those deals in DraftKings best ball week. I want to make sure that I have those tickets still available. So I have not been drafting specifically because I want to draft this week. And no promos yet, but I'm sure they're coming for everybody. And probably for people who are not doing 150 drafts, they could already be there.
I mean, they're gonna roll them out. And I would say, based on my experience, they're also going to be in the app and probably not on desktop. So if you've only checked on desktop, you should check on your phone. That's just my experience, is that I either don't get them or can't see them when I'm on desktop. So I have to check in the app to like opt in and everything. Neil, I'm going to go pee.
Okay.
Tell the people what you're doing on your channel today and for the rest of the week.
Yeah. So I am immediately after I get off here, I'm going to go do some drafting on my own channel. At least one drafters draft. I'll probably just do whatever people want me to do for the remaining drafts after the one on drafters. I am partnered with drafters, so I'll be doing that draft. And then probably I might do a DraftKings draft. The downside for me there is I do not have rankings yet for DraftKings, but so streaming immediately after this stream, doing some drafts. If you hop on over, let me know what you want to draft. I will draft what you want to draft. Tomorrow I'll be streaming DraftKings with John Sarabian. I saw him in chat earlier. JSU will be doing DraftKings drafts. He's going to be leading that one, but it'll be on the Flyover's channel and the Run Pure Sports channel. So you can join us for that. And then on Wednesday, having Justin Herzig on for my Best Ball Whenever podcast. On that, I ask a few questions. Davis has been on the podcast already, but I'll ask him a few questions, and then we'll just hop into a draft. Usually goes 60 to 90 minutes. And then, after that, I do in-season DFS content as well? FK Coolers definitely knows the answer to that, but I do appreciate you reminding me also. Yes, I do a lot of in-season DFS content. I do before every showdown slate, Monday, Thursday, Sunday. I'm doing breakdowns there, as well as some other content. For example, I do a lot of Run the Sims content on the channel. Shout out Run the Sims. So yeah, I'll
what's your promo code?
Promo code is Neil, Neil. It'll get you 20% off your first payment on any Run the Sims NFL product.
Okay. Check and make sure with Brian that is still live.
Brian literally just messaged me today.
Okay, that's why I
promo code Neil. So.
He just messaged me about this Fullcast promo code as well. So I wanted to make sure that was still working. All right, I'm gonna go hop into another one. I'm gonna let Neil go off to the Flannelverse, and I will. Neil, thank you very much for the time. I appreciate you.
Of course.
And I will. I'll talk to you soon.
All right. Thanks, Davis. Later.
All right. Everyone, the great Neil Orfield. I'm going to hop into at least one more DraftKings best ball draft here for the DraftKings week here on my channel. Need to message the Steph Miller, Pat Carrain, Peter Overzet, Jacob Sanderson tandem, because I think what's going to happen on Wednesday is I'm going to do back-to-back main event fantasy football drafts, but we are just waiting to hear back from Daily Rojo, who I think is streaming right now. Am I going to do the puppy 4? I mean, honest to God, I probably will. Do I want to do it? No, I don't. I'm going to keep it real with you guys. I'm starting to get tired. Like just the overall, like the grinding every single day, doing the redraft videos and stuff. We're starting to get to that time of the off season. So based on what they told me, I don't have a great I don't have a great answer for you other than this, which is that the DK promos are going to be specific and targeted to your DraftKings account. So it's not going to be like what you've gotten used to in years past, which is that there would be global offers for everyone. Yeah, and frankly, the dream of completing the most drafts died long ago because Sacrilegious just decided he was going to frame mug me. So Sac absolutely murdered me, and there just really was only so much that I could do. Let me get a shout out and do a 555. Well, sir, the issue is you can see my DraftKings account balance right there. I have $2,078 and then $331 of crown cash in there. So unless I want to press the deposit button, probably not going to do a 555. But shout out to my dude, Jacob Fletcher, member of the channel. He's trying to fill a 555 right now. So go hop in the 555 with Jacob. Respect my GOAT. I mean, frankly, my targeted promo will be a free play action ticket each time you draft Jalen Naylor. It's very funny. That's it. That's actually a sick promo idea. They should do stuff like that. Actually, they should do like, hey man, if you draft a 0 running back team, you get a like a $59 strong side ticket or whatever. Yeah, Sac is gonna smoke me. The man is an absolute robot. Shout out to Sacrilegious. He's gonna beat me. And if you're gonna, it's like the I was about to say it's like this episode of The Office, but it's actually like this episode of many things because it is a long and winding road of like content that has existed. We're gonna begin with Jamar Chase here, but like man versus machine. And, Sac has his brain plugged into the Sims. I'm just drafting these with the Flock tool, which doesn't have, the curated suggestions in it. So sack is killing me. Also, the thing that really kills my volume, this is actually so true, which is that I do not multi-table when I'm on stream, obviously, and I'm streaming for 2, 3, 4 hours at a time. So my draft windows, because I will sometimes do a draft when I am walking my son in his stroller, but I don't want to be drafting when I'm like literally like hanging out with my son. So my multi-tabling time is lower than it used to be. I don't multi-table near as often, because the other thing is I used to multi-table before bed. Like I would literally multi-table. I would multi-table like before bed, and I just realized like, man, I'm not gonna make it. I'm not gonna make it through the entire summer. I'm just not. I'm like not going to make it. Like just like mentally doing 10 drafts at a time and then immediately trying to go to sleep. Like my brain is not going to withstand that. So I've kind of given up on that, which frankly, if you think about it, given that stipulation, it's actually incredible I've done as many teams as I have. Yes, as famously as PPR Tyler would say, the thing that kills my volume is being in on books. That's true. And I've read some great books here during draft season. So shout out to me. The DK promos that you're going to be getting are going to be more specific and targeted, Ryan. So it's not going to be global offers. Yeah. 2,340 drafts completed as of this time. It is what it is. See, I can do like 15 at a time. The thing is obviously I just can't focus that well, and they just end up not being as good. Yeah, trying to juggle 10 at a time. I mean, I can do it. They just don't end up being, my absolute best work. I gotta hope that my rankings are good in those drafts, and sometimes the rankings are good. Like I told the story about this last year, but I auto drafted all my $1 teams in one contest. So there were two different versions of the $1 contest that I auto drafted last year, and one of them I had, I advanced 10% or whatever crappy thing would happen. The other one I advanced 40% of my teams because I had Quinshon Judkins ranked super high in my base default rankings, and that was it. That was the only difference, which is just a powerful explainer of why there is no replacement for points. Frankly, I personally am not that scared of the crazy Jeanty teams. I'm really not. Why didn't I persuade Jinxie more? I mean, frankly, I agreed with almost every pick that we made together. I think there was really only one pick that I told him I didn't think it was that good of an idea, and I frankly think he drafted a shipper. I think Jinxie's team is very good. All right, well, I was gonna take Jeanty there, but I'm gonna take Nabers here as well. Yeah, I think Jinxie's team was good. And I think he's going to be very, very competitive in this league. Shout out to my goat, Jinxie. He was, I gotta say this, very cool dude, Jinxie. He like lot of different ways that like could have gone. Like he could have been like, I don't want to draft with this jabroni. Like this guy sucks. Like he ruined my team in the challenge. He made me have the last pick of which pick I wanted. Like, get this guy out of here. But he was super cool. I thought it was, and he's been cool. Like, he's in our flock group chat and stuff. He's a cool dude. And actually, shout out to my goat Jinxie. I'm gonna take Javonte Williams here. This is a very similar start to the one that we just had in the first draft. Hey, shout out to my dude J-Rock. Just found this channel from the flock draft. Let's give my boy J-Rock a big salute. Welcome in. I hope the Downs over Ramondre doesn't end up being that team's downfall. Yeah, not great. Not great, actually. Bad decision there. It's true. What has Davis Mattek ever won? In the DK Millies I was in, Jeanty was always taken in the second round with the news. Sharper Rooms had the crazy Jeanty teams. That's probably a good assertion, Kurt. That's probably true. DK promo, draft 10 DK Millies, then draft 10 more. Crazy to see how big Jinxie was when I'd never heard of him. Well, we're old. We are old, Mac Nova. That's the thing. I gotta say, he's like a very, like, all my interactions with him and all his clips, like, I think he's very funny. Have I moved Henderson down? I actually already had him down. Like, I already had Trevion Henderson lower than his average draft position across the board, mostly from talking to Karain and Jacob. They were pretty down on him. And so because that is true, I haven't had to move him down much. Could be talked into moving him down a little bit more, honestly. Scale of 1 to 10, how cooked is Tank? Like a 7? I think he's fairly cooked. Hot take. I think he's fairly cooked. Henderson twisted his ankle at camp today. No additional report after that. C money. In the DK 555 I did, Jeanty went in mid-50s, but the guy also drafted Mike Washington in the 7th round. Okay, well, don't love that. The master drafter. I appreciate you, Pronto Joey. Yeah, GM. Give a salute to my guy Kyle Roach becoming a YouTube member. Loving that. Please give us a dissertation. Great avatar. Please give us a dissertation on Kyle Williams's draftability now that Boutte is a Texan. I think Kyle Williams, you can probably click on DraftKings in round 20. Same thing for Demario Douglas. I wouldn't make either one of them a huge part of my strategy at this point because I think there are a lot of different ways the Patriots stuff could go. They could just play Mac Hollins outside, which is what they did last year. I mean, if you look at, I wonder if I've even taken Mac Hollins. If I can, there you go. I have one Mac Hollins team, so I can click on his player profile. Last year, Mac Hollins for the New England Patriots played 54, 67, 61, 52, 58, 57, 69, 75, 65, 80, 88, 87, 78, 79, 69% of the team snaps last year. So they clearly are comfortable with him being out there and playing. So I wonder if that's the plan, if Hollins is just out there as the outside guy. You can definitely click Mac Hollins, or sorry, you can definitely click Kyle Williams and Demario Douglas, but I wouldn't be jamming them. My thoughts on Puka Nacua are that I'm just treating him as of normal right now. I will change my mind if we get new information. 5 gifted membies from my dude, Mac Nova, who people forget, but I would never forget, was the second place finisher in the DraftKings Millie Maker last year for $1 million USD. My thoughts on Jonathan Brooks. Why do you think he's being drafted where he's going? I feel like he's this year's Javonte Williams. I love Jonathan Brooks. Frankly, I think Jonathan Brooks is a very good pick in fantasy football. My guy Jinxie agreed with me. That was the one pick when he took Jonathan Brooks. I was like, these guys are gonna think that I put my thumb on the scale and told Jinxie like, oh dude, we should take Jonathan Brooks here. But it was all him. He was the one who was on there first. JCM is dead. Yeah, JCM has an unlisted injury right now. Or he's got a soft tissue injury. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe he's dead, maybe he's not. We'll find out. Do I feel comfortable with Jaylen Warren as the running back 2 in redraft? I mean, I wouldn't say I would go out of my way to do it. What I would want to do actually, if I took Jaylen Warren as my running back 2 in redraft, is I would also make sure to have multiple other Jaylen Warren types. Like I would also take J.K. Dobbins. I would also take Aaron Jones just to give myself some outs there. Because Rico Dowdle might be the clear running back 1 there. Like I don't think that's the modal outcome, but it's definitely possible. All right, we have got Jamar Chase, Malik Nabers, Javonte Williams, and we are going to put, I'm going to take, actually, you know what, dude? I'm going to take Luther freaking Burden. Enough is enough. I'm not scared. I'm not scared of this groin injury on Luther Burden. What wide receiver out of everyone has the most potential for a 2,000-yard season? Justin Jefferson. No, Chase, Puka, Jefferson. I mean, Jefferson actually is second in the NFL in yards per game in NFL history. Puka's first, Jefferson is second. All right, we are going to do, I'm not going to take Skattebo. I legitimately have moved Skattebo down my rankings. I kind of want to take Bucky here just because I have very few combinations of these players. Bucky's mostly been a right side of the board player. What do I want to do? Do I want to take Bucky or do I want to do Tootin? Let's do Bucky. Shout out my dude, Zach Fantasyland from the Flock League. We'll do Bucky. Yes. So basically what happened is they announced, we did it. Oh, shit. I should have taken Price. You're right, Drew. So what happened was I was going to be in the league. They announced it. I was in the video. I was in the video 4 videos ago or whatever. And then Jinxie messaged Mason after all this time. Mason's been trying to get him in the video. And Jinxie's like, all right, dude, I'm in. And so Mason had told me the whole time, he's like, hey, you have a spot as long as Jinxie doesn't say he's going to do it. And as soon as Jinxie said he was in, I lost my spot. And Mason was like, all right, well, what we're going to do is we're just going to have you be, because it was too late to figure out the time, the flights and to get Jinxie to Austin. So I was his in-person representative. So I did the draft challenge for him and we consulted on the picks and stuff. It was of all the ways it could have worked out, I'm not mad about the way. I'm not at all mad about the way that it went down. Would it be nice to compete for $100,000? Yeah, absolutely. It would be nice to compete for $100,000, but can't be mad. The videos are absolutely crushing. The Flock League, the channel itself is just absolutely smashing. So according to what I know, the DraftKings promotional stuff this week is going to be specific and targeted to your account. I have no information other than that. And I know that I am contractually signed up to do DraftKings best ball drafts on my channel this week. So all the content this week on the Davis Mattek best ball channel will be DraftKings promotional material. Shout out to my friends at DraftKings.com. Yeah, super shout out to my guy, Thomas. Shout out to my guys, Nick. Shout out to my guy, Tommy. Respect my goats. They're very, very cool dudes. It sounds like a scam to get Davis to avoid the ship chasing meetup. Well, you guys know I hate to leave the house. I'm drafting James Conner a little bit in round 20. I wouldn't say extensively. Have I taken any Dolphins pass catchers or have all of them fades? I mean, I think my most drafted Dolphins player is honestly, it's probably Greg Dulcich. 9% Greg Dulcich, 1.1% Chris Bell, 1.2% Malik Washington. Jalen Tolbert I've taken once in a $3 draft. Greg Dulcich I've taken. Yeah. I mean, Malik Willis is the Dolphin that I draft the most. I'm not that into the Dolphins pass catchers. Yeah, Rome is going to be on the randomizer. All you have to do to get in the Discord is link your YouTube account to your Discord and you'll be popped right in. How many viewers did I have when I started getting site credit? 0. I did not even have a YouTube channel when I signed my first deal with Underdog. So so it's always the way in life. Jets drop bombs, but it's who you know, not what you know. And I had the right friends when I signed my first deals. Joined late. Was I going to take Jeanty at the 210? I probably would have taken him. Yeah. Yeah, I probably would have. I don't know. Maybe I wouldn't have. Because I did just take him early in the last one with Neil. I tell you what, I'm pretty tempted to take Trevion Henderson at pick 70 right now, though. Ankle or no ankle. I'm pretty tempted. Yeah, you know what? Prayer circle or no prayer circle for Trevion Henderson. Round 6. Why were trades available in the Flock League before the waiver wires officially open? Honestly, I think it's because they make good. I think it's for good videos. Honestly. Jinxie just accidentally showed his Twitch dashboard on stream once, showing he made $452K in a month. Shout out to my goat Jinxie, man. It's certainly been good business for Mason, I'm sure. I'm sure Mason is like absolutely like Flock Fantasy's got to be killing it right now in terms of signups and stuff like that. Chase, Nabers, Javonte, Burden, Bucky, Trevion. That might have been a bad pick. I don't know. Do I take Jonathan Brooks or do I take Caleb Williams? Man, Michael Wilson has gotten expensive, huh? On DraftKings. Pick 72 for Michael Wilson. Stribling or Downs as a wide receiver 3. You guys are gonna kill me, but I do think it's Downs. I've got Downs over Stribling, I think. Anybody not drafted all offseason, you're drafting in the 18th or 20th. Malik Davis. You know what, dude? Extremely hot take here. I'm taking Jonathan Brooks over Caleb Williams. I think that's a good pick. Do I think it's possible that Jeanty is out 3 weeks, they start 0-3 and are just bad and they hold him out the season? I don't think that's going to happen because I think they know they're going to be bad. I don't think it would be surprising at all for them to be bad. DK promos should be coming, I think, based on what I've been told. You guys got to keep in mind, I don't know anything. No one should ever mistake Davis Mattek as a source of authority. In the 3rd to 5th round of the perfect hotspot for a 1% chance you get it a first. Is the 3rd to 5th round the perfect hotspot for the 1% chance you get a first overall finish at whatever position? That's probably historically true. Do you have any lessons learned from the 25-26 best ball season, as in last year? I mean, the lesson would be, it would honestly be more about like what's happened in the actual NFL, which is just wide receivers, like wide receiver 2s and 3s are all kind of equal and flat. And so running backs who used to be in the dead zone, like I think a great example of this is actually like Javonte Williams or actually David Montgomery, frankly, very, very dead zone profile. But because 14 points per game is more valuable in fantasy football right now, it makes the dead zone running backs more valuable than they used to be. I did a whole video on this over on my redraft channel. If you are a little bit curious about these historical discrepancies, I actually have a bunch of videos like this on my redraft channel where I've done like tons of historical research about where fantasy points come from, where they are to draft on the board. Let's see. It was which one was it? It was well, first off, there is this research changed my entire fantasy football strategy. That's a pretty good one. But also there is the jabronis are wrong about running backs that's another really good one, just about kind of the state of play in the NFL right now and what you're doing in fantasy football and where positional points are distributed. Love is going to be a bust this year. His 17-game average will be like 6 points. I'd be willing to bet he will score more than that. Yes, there's drama. There's drama. The thing with the waiver. Well, actually, you know what? I'm no spoilers. I don't want Mason shooters to end up at my house. No spoilers on the Flock League waiver wire stuff, because there will be a video coming out about that right now. The Strib Club at pick 79. I moved Strib way up in my rankings. Way up. All right. We are gonna need to take a wide receiver right here. Huge Dipperino on QJ. What? I don't even like QJ, but what is going on here? Pick 79. I'm honestly hoping this guy ahead of him takes him, so I don't have to take him. I don't want to take QJ, but there's no way I'm not taking him here. All right. Well, I guess that's what we call a Dipperino. I mean, that's a 20 pick gap. When are the slow clocks coming? August 26th, I believe. JCM is fine. This guy, Nathan, I love you, brother. You are not a good YouTube commenter. JCM is fine. He has a soft tissue injury. He probably, I would guess it probably means he has a hamstring injury. He's got the same injury that Rashad White has. We could do Dart for the stack, or we could keep pushing quarterback. I guess, what quarterbacks do I have live? Not really that many. I'm going to take Golden, actually. Hopefully get a little bit more caught up. Trey wasn't a bad pick last year. He had 1,100 all-purpose yards. Yeah, it's just like he's probably not the starting running back on his team, though. I don't think there's any chance that Ayuk ends up playing football this year. I mean, they would love to let Brandon Ayuk out of his contract. I mean, that much is absolutely certain. They don't want to have any ties to Brandon Ayuk. They would love to get rid of Brandon Ayuk, but Brandon Ayuk has to apply for reinstatement, which I don't think he's going to do. That pick might have been a mistake right there, taking Golden. I was going to take Golden or JCM. I maybe should have just taken a quarterback, because now I'm really going to have to stribble it around. No, Mason takes like none of the pie from the Flock League. The Flock League probably costs Mason money, I would guess, on average, because so Mason obviously, paid for all the editors, paid for the camera crew, paid for the Airbnb, paid for our air travel, paid for food, paid for the studio time where we took all the photos for the thumbnails. So I would guess, yeah. I mean, it's clear growth mode. Yes. Have I drafted Trey Stack yet? No, but I am at least minorly intrigued by him. I would maybe add Mr. Stack in Dynasty. Yeah. True. Rome and I split the poker winnings. That's true. Real life. What are we gonna do here? I mean, I need a quarterback. All the quarterbacks are going. What is gonna be? Oh, dude. And I'm gonna have to freaking pass on Makai Lemon to take Baker Mayfield. These are some tough scenes right here. Gonna try and get a PhD in birdonomics. Yeah. Well, Lemon went. So I'm going to take Mayfield, and then I'm going to back this up with Malik Willis if the room is going to let me get it. Yeah, dude. What an insane scammer What a huge scammer. Get the fuck out of here, dude. The Henderson stuff seems overblown. He was a beast last year, got faded down the line for a bigger back. I mean, I think it's kind of honestly like nerds and fantasy football might have gone too far with the Trevion Henderson stuff. Like, honestly, it's like he is obviously an insanely talented rusher, and the things that he has to learn to consistently get more playing time are the easiest parts. Like the harder part in football is becoming an explosive runner to begin with. All right, we are going to take Malik Willis. So we have now got Jamar Chase, Malik Nabers, Javonte Williams, Luther Burden, Bucky Irving, Trevion Henderson, Jonathan Brooks, Quentin Johnston, Matthew Golden, Baker Mayfield, and Malik Willis. I do agree with this. I mean, I think that Henderson and Harvey are very similar archetypes. Obviously, Harvey was not as efficient as Henderson was last year, but did earn more playing time and got more of a role in the passing game that Henderson was not able to do. Henderson was supposed to contribute in the passing game and then did very little, almost nothing actually in the passing game, like to the point that he was losing the passing down stuff to Ramondre Stevenson. I have a lot of Damon Claiborne. So if Damon Claiborne is good, that will be very good for me. I mean, I wish I would have taken more Cyrus Allen when the pub first started. Like when the Cyrus Allen stuff began, I wish I would have started taking him in round 18, round 19, round 20, but I didn't. Harvey did have that sick catch last week. I mean, Harvey he definitely is a good receiver. I mean, that much we can feel pretty confident in saying that's like 100% true, you know? Why would anyone take Debo over Boutte now? Well, one of them plays for a really good offense, and one of them plays for a very poor offense. The Houston Texans last year, I mean, I'm just going to guess the Houston Texans finished like 22nd in points scored on offense last year. I could be wrong, but I don't think they scored very many points. Points for the Houston Texans, 13th. Okay. All right. Well, hey, corrected. Yards per play, the Houston Texans were worse than the Cardinals, worse than the Chargers. Passing touchdowns, the Houston Texans had the same amount as the Carolina Panthers. Rushing touchdowns, the Texans were 9th, almost dead last in the NFL. Only the Raiders were worse than them in terms of running touchdowns. So how does that? I guess they must have scored on defense and special teams or something. No, I think a huge part of the Cyrus Allen play is that he could overtake Worthy or Rice or Thornton, any of them, really. Like Worthy has outs to just playing bad enough to not be on the field. Rice could just be so cooked from this knee injury he can't be on the field. And I mean, there's certainly a scenario where they just bench him for Tyquan Thornton, right? I'm like, I don't know, a 3 out of 10 worried about Carnell Tate. It's not even about him, but I didn't love Carnell Tate really as a prospect. I thought he was fine. I didn't think he was like the average, round 4. Or I didn't think he was as good as the average 4th overall style wide receiver. Okay, what are we going to do? Ooh, I mean, C-Rod is a pretty good pick here. Daniel Jones is a sort of interesting pick here, actually, because we don't really have anything. Okay, well, Daniel Jones went. So if I want to take a third quarterback, yeah, I guess we're going to wait at quarterback for a while. Tight end doesn't feel great either. C-Rod is honestly, I can't even believe I'm doing this, but he's the end of a tier at running back here. So I will take a little bit of round 12 Chris Rodriguez on DraftKings. Allen going ahead of Worthy is insane. I mean, I think I have Allen in like the 160s or something like that, which is not even it's not a fun price to pay. You definitely don't want to pay that at all. Here's the deal. Okay, Mike Washington Jr. just went. I need a tight end, but I just don't love any of these available tight ends at all. I mean, I guess I will take Mark Andrews, but I mean, what is even the point? I'm going to take 4 tight ends. I'm actually going to skip Mark Andrews. I'm going to skip Mark Andrews. And I'm just going to take another wide receiver or running back. I mean, I could, we'll take Tajay Spears. Tajay Spears in a basic 50-50 timeshare on a terrible team. And we'll build that one out from there. All right, so there we go. Trey Benson has been waived by the Arizona Cardinals. Now, Trey Benson is very injured in the sense that he never recovered from his meniscal tear last year. I do expect him to get claimed by some team if he's been officially waived. I do think he will probably be claimed by, could be Detroit, could be the Raiders, could be the Dallas Cowboys, could be the Green Bay Packers. I expect him to be claimed. I don't expect him to really matter much for fantasy because he just can't get healthy. Hibner definitely seems like a live 20th round pick in FFPC. There's enough smoke around the reporting that Mark Andrews has just kind of been banged up. Not banged up, but that he doesn't look like Mark Andrews anymore. You know, he looks like a much slower, lumbering version of Mark Andrews. Now, does that matter that much? You know, I kind of think Lamar Jackson is so good and so efficient that even a slower, lumbering version of Mark Andrews can probably score 10 touchdowns. Yes, Dink Piece is Drew Dinkmeyer. Is he in this draft? No, he's not. But yes, Dink Piece is Drew Dinkmeyer. I definitely don't think Andrews sucks. I do think it's a possibility. That he is not able to generate any of his yak the way he used to. So Mark Andrews used to be like a legitimate yak threat. I don't think he really offers that anymore. You know what? I'm actually the coward. I should have taken Mark Andrews as one of those 2 picks. Mark Andrews is a better pick than Tajay Spears. Well, there we go. Shout out to Trey Benson and his torn meniscus. What could have been if he would have stayed healthy? Tajay Spears doesn't have an ACL. He figured it out. So maybe Trey Benson doesn't need a meniscus. All right. Well, probably going to take Jalen McMillan. God, tight end is just so freaking dark, man. I do not want to take TJ Hawkinson. I don't want to take AJ Barner. I don't want to take any of these guys. These guys all suck. Is there a wide receiver worth to? I mean, I guess it's McMillan just so I can get an actual stack. I mean, Spears is fine. I don't have anything wrong with him. He just like, what are you going to get with Tajay Spears? He's in a timeshare on one of the worst teams in football. Well, freaking, oh man. All right, dude, I don't care about ADP. Give me Caleb Douglas. Got the stack. Caleb Douglas, round 14. That's how you know it's August. That's the way she goes, folks. And then I'm also just going to take, well, what's more annoying if I don't get, because I'm going to take Sadiq and try and set up Geno. So what are the odds that Geno gets back to me versus the odds that Sadiq gets back to me? Probably slightly more likely that Geno gets back to me. So I'll take Sadiq. And this is for sure going to be a 4 tight end team. Yeah, Otten definitely is coming. Was Barner good last year? This is something that people say, and I just never know how true it is. AJ Barner last season in full PPR, he averaged 8.6 points per game. He scored 24 points against Tampa Bay. He scored 17 points against the Rams. I guess he was okay. I mean, in a week, basically it was any week he scored a touchdown. He was pretty good. A lot of bad games in there, though. The issue is they just don't throw the issue is they just don't really throw the ball. They're one of the lowest dropback teams in the NFL. Probably not C-Money. This is probably it for me. Probably about done. We've got ourselves a nice little streamer-roomski here. Yes, the Cardinals waived Trey Benson. Someone is definitely going to claim him. It's just a wonder where he will go. Truly. Where would Trey Benson get waived that he would or get claimed where he would be a 16th round pick? The Detroit Lions and the Cowboys, is that it? I guess let's go through it. Okay. Patriots, no. Bills, no. Dolphins, no. Jets, no. Jags, no. Texans, maybe. Probably not. Colts, yes. Titans, no. Steelers, no. Ravens, yes. Bengals, maybe. Browns, no. Broncos, no. Chargers, no. Chiefs, maybe. Raiders, maybe, with Jeanty banged up. Eagles, no. Cowboys, yes. Commanders, no. Giants, no. Falcons, no. Panthers, no. Buccaneers, no. Saints, probably not. Saints, no, he wouldn't be. Maybe with Kamara injured, maybe he would be a 16th round pick. Bears, no, unless Monungai's really cooked. Packers, no. Lions for sure, yes. Vikings is an interesting one. Vikings, maybe. Vikings, maybe. Seahawks, no. Rams, no. 49ers, yes. So, I don't know, about 10 teams maybe. But no, I mean, I would assume he is not good to go week 1. I assume he's very banged up. I don't think he would have been waived. I think they would have tried to trade him if he had any juice. I think they would have been able to trade him. It's true. The Saints do already have Trey Benson at home, and his name is Kendre. Most clickable team is definitely the Lions. If he gets claimed by the Lions, so it would be following his old offensive coordinator Petzig and a clear running back 2 job there. I actually don't think the Colts backup running back job is a mystery. Gino did come back to us, by the way. I actually don't think the backup job there is a mystery at all. I think it is just Seth McGowan. DJ Giddens is banged up. They have not added anyone. Yeah, people don't love Price, but they are wrong. Super wrong. When do we get the Schefter tweet that Jeanty's ankle is actually fractured and not sprained and he will miss 8 weeks? Well, if he fractured his ankle, he's not playing. Sniped on Cade Otten. You hate to see it. Yeah, fractured ankle. He will not be playing football this year. Damn, I got owned at tight end in this draft, boys. Holy smokes. All right, well, I guess I should have paid more attention and taken Cade Otten because, man, is this shit dark. We are for sure taking 4. Goodness gracious. Oh, I hate it. Well, I guess I'm about to take Colby Parkinson. That's who you call a masterful hedge right there. Colby Parkinson. Hey, I bet I surprised you right there, Green Eggs and Sam. I bet I never let you know where I was slapping from. I mean, I was gonna say if you are gonna leave a position for late in a DraftKings draft, you are for sure leaving it late at tight end. There's always someone who's like kind of clickable or that you can talk yourself into. I mean, I can talk myself into Eli Raridan. I can talk myself into Oscar Delp or whatever. The Rams tight end 1. Are you talking about Max Clare? What is the tight end depth chart for the Los Angeles Chargers? Kolar 1, Njoku 2, Gadsden 3 is what it seems like right now. My quantitative Mike Clay, he does not believe. The quant Mike Clay has Charlie Kolar for 15, 149, and 1. Gadsden for 33, 22, and 3. David Njoku for 40, 417, and 4. Tough scene. I don't think I single-handedly moved Terrence Ferguson from the 20th to the 13th. I think there were some other hands at work, but I do think I obviously had a large hand to do with it. Mostly just because I think a lot of people in fantasy football would not have even paid attention. And there are still some fantasy people that disagree with me. Like the leg up guys do not agree with me. Zach and Karain do not agree with me that Terrence Ferguson is a good pick. They said that they have changed his inputs a little bit, but they don't really have him as very draftable. Yeah, I think if you want to take Kayshon Boutte in like round 14, you probably can. I moved him into the 170s in my rankings. I don't think it's I don't think he's like a jam. It's not that good of a passing offense, so I don't want to like be buying too many parts of it. I think they're fine. There you go. Steph says they moved him up a little bit. Well, hey, Steph, we got to know if Karain is good to join with us on Wednesday night or what we're going to have to do. Because the Silva, Thorman, Reeves, JJ group, they all said that was one of the only times that works for them. So I can't change that draft. So I hope that we are able to do the later one. He'll see us when he sees. Wow, and we are able to board the Kolar Express. Got him as our third tight end. But wait, there's more. We're going to take another tight end here. The better question is, what is the F tight end depth chart? Because if Njoku is the backup, both F and Y could be worse for Gadsden. I mean, I think Gadsden, Njoku probably at this stage of his career is still probably a better run blocker than Gadsden. And if that's the truth, then I don't know what role Gadsden plays. Because the McShanny McDaniel KOC style offense, they don't do a ton of just receiving tight ends. This is definitely not true. 4 tight ends on DraftKings is very, very fine. Okay, we do need another wide receiver though, and we can take Darnell Mooney, Tyreek Hill, Odell Beckham. Goodness gracious, this is dark. Wetjen, Kevin Coleman, Bub Means. Surratt actually is pretty clickable here, I think. Oh, Bryce Lance, dude. Bryce Lance. Sneaky winner, actually. Bryce Lance of the Boutte trade. I actually have been to both of those places. I've been to Atlanta and New Orleans. Both places. Davis went big time and doesn't answer my question anymore. Buddy, I do the best I can. But a lot of comments running through the old chat there. I will say though, when I went to Atlanta, I was there for DFS boot camp. I was a presenter, and this was an old company that my friend Al Zeidenfeld ran. And then when I went to New Orleans, we just did the normal tour shit. Went and saw some Gators and shit. Any fear of a Bateman suspension this year? I mean, definitely, like there's some reasonable. Like there's some chance of suspension. I don't think it's that high. Cause if I don't know, it's like the way the NFL does suspensions is so strange. I never really know what is consistent about it, you know. It's like Rashee Rice didn't get suspended for going to literal jail. How does that make sense? You know, it's, you know, I guess it's kind of whatever the NFLPA has bargained for. Travis Hunter or Ted Hurst? I don't know, man. Probably Travis Hunter. Oh, definitely Travis Hunter. When do I expect to have BBM maxed? Probably the literal day the season begins. That's my, as long as it's not going to fill. All right. Final pick in this draft. This is for MD2929, Keenan Allen's wife's close personal friend. I'm going to select another tight end here. And that tight end is going to be, I kind of want to take Nate Borkature in a draft, honestly. But it's going to be Eli Raridon. So we locked up our team here. We have got Jamar Chase, Malik Nabers, Javonte Williams, Luther Burden III, Bucky Irving, Trevion Henderson, Jonathan Brooks, Quentin Johnston, Matthew Golden, Baker Mayfield, Malik Willis, Chris Rodriguez Jr., Tajay Spears, Caleb Douglas, Kenyon Sadiq, Geno Smith, Colby Parkinson, Charlie Kolar, Bryce Lance, and Eli Raridon. You love to see it. If you take Borkature, you have to take Haas or Knox. Don't frickin' tempt me, brother. Don't tempt me. All right, guys, I'll be back with all of you tomorrow. Make sure you like the video. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel. Check out all of my content over at flockfantasy.com. You can get my rankings. You can get the best ball tool. You can get all of that stuff. Code Davis, season pass, $34. Encourage you to check that out. And then check out all the DraftKings stuff over on DraftKings. Code Mattek. Thank you to our friends over at DraftKings for sponsoring us this week.